Alright, we should be streaming right now. Okay, I gotta leave go before I get kicked out. Okay, good. I won't get kicked out. I can go check shit out. My team's kind of trash, so don't care.
See if both of us are actually being heard on the YouTube.
Yeah, right now we'll find out.
See if both of us are actually being heard on the YouTube.
Yeah, right now we'll find out. We are indeed. We are indeed. Hold on. Okay, cool. We're being heard on YouTube, like it's going through. I just checked.
All right, yeah, we're good. Okay. It is double verified. We are coming through loud and clear to 0 people.
Yeah, there's a lot of people watching right now. You know, they're like, oh, season 4 of Overwatch 2 by somebody who can't play for shit. God damn, why would I want to watch those people that can aim? When I can watch this asshole who fucking can't play.
That is actually kind of boring.
Some players like to watch the like the people get better.
Right.
Like, cause they're like, oh, we get to watch this like progress of this guy and like tell him how to play and all that kind of shit. I'm not doing too bad. My damage is on par with everyone else's.
Suck at the game, dude.
And I only have 1 loss, like 1 death, compared to everybody else, like 4 or 5.
I mean, people watch Darkside Phil. Yeah, fucking sucks.
That guy's. Oh, he's worse than anybody when it comes to like complaining about like how they play and shit.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He's fucking not.
Stop playing. Oh, you bitch.
Not particularly good at anything.
Yeah. He's evil.
And it's also never his fault, of course. Either somebody who beat him cheated, or the game is flawed.
Or the game is flawed. Wow.
He's a shitty player.
Oh, yeah, well, you know, like, to be fair, like, there are flaws in games. Like, so I've seen different players, like, and you can tell the difference between, like, a good and a bad player.
Right.
And like, you know, yeah, like, if somebody like a J3 or a Samito says, yeah, there's a lot of fucking hacking in Overwatch. It's a ton, and it's ridiculous. Then I'm absolutely going to take their word for it. You know what I mean? Like, because they're just really good. Like, they're not complaining because they lost. They're complaining because there's genuine issues with the game.
Yeah, with Darkside Phil, there's hundreds of hours of him being shitty at games, so it's generally going to be him just making bullshit excuses.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, well, you know, his ego is through the roof, right? I mean, he can't handle, like, people just making just, like, basic jokes.
Yeah, I don't understand the appeal. I don't understand why anybody gives that dude money. It's fucking insane.
Yeah, because like, doesn't he ban people for just like making like silly jokes and trying kind of give them a little bit of trash talk like you would with any particular friend?
Friends. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he doesn't handle the criticism well.
Yeah,
and just constantly e-bagging, dude. Jesus Christ.
Oh really? Like that's the worst. You can't teabag if you're trash.
No, e-begging.
Oh, e-begging. Oh, I thought you said teabagging, and I was like, that's poor gamesmanship right there. Like, come on, man. You can't, especially if you're a trash player, you can't teabag the other fucking players.
Yeah.
Come on. Like you can if you're really good, and it's kind of funny because you know they were mocking you and saying that you weren't very good, and you proved them wrong or something. Like that's the only real.
Yeah.
Real time, and it seems to be acceptable.
Somebody being shitty and earning a teabagging, I think, at this point.
Yeah. Usually the people that get teabagged deservedly are the people who teabag in the first place.
Right.
Oh, well, this team is fucked. I guess Reinhardt. Why the fuck not? I'm playing because the only one that I guarantee to get experience towards unlocking the character every time is by playing a chance to be at any role. So now I'm the tank, and I'm the only tank on the team, which sucks for them because I'm not very good at tanking. This is gonna be short and painful. Oh no! I'm just picking the most OP tank right now, like of the hopes that like helps my miserable fucking skills
yeah, somehow.
Yeah, it's like I was okay with
all the
tanking
odds.
when there were two tanks, so it wasn't like all on me. I was all right. I could like work with the other person, but man, when it's just
If
me,
it's just one, yeah.
I'm
You're
not.
getting
I'm
all
not.
the fucking fire.
I'm not the star
Yeah.
player. Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, you can stop
in
the.
the video you put up about the. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
You can stop his Reinhardt's charge.
All right.
That's kind of cool.
So that the bitch that was the VP of marketing or whatever from Bud Light. I didn't watch the whole video, but from what I understand, like she was just a fucking frat hoe in college or something.
I don't know.
You didn't watch the video you posted?
The one in the college. I kind of watched part of it, to be honest. I just thought it was kind of
Yeah,
funny
man,
and
that's all I did,
self-explanatory that like this bitch was all partying is evil, and then she's the one that was doing it the whole time. Like you're like, all right,
I
cool.
didn't get the specifics either. I kind of tapped out as soon as I got the gist. I was hoping you had to.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. But yeah, no, it's fucking nuts. Cause dude, she's like just a spoiled rich bitch. Like her fucking the high school she went to was like a $60,000 a year private school.
Yeah.
And then she went. I forget where she got her regular like bachelor's degree from, but she went to like the Wharton School of Business as postgraduate. So her fucking family's loaded. So again, just an entitled fucking cunt, dude, with no idea of how fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's silly. It's silly. These people like the ones that just make this shit up.
Yeah, it's very odd, man.
Like, cause
Or I guess it isn't.
you know that like the internet exists, right? Like people are gonna fucking find out what you did, right? Like it's not.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
But yeah, just all around, just bizarre. The funny thing is when people are like, all right, I'm not drinking Bud Light, but they don't bother checking to see how many other beers that fucking Anheuser-Busch, owns, because it's a lot. So they end up drinking some other Anheuser-Busch product.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think Crenshaw did that. Yeah, Eye Patch McCain, Crenshaw.
Don't know who that is.
You don't know who Dan Crenshaw is?
No.
There's no way you don't know who Dan Crenshaw is. Dude.
Is there like a picture of him somewhere? The name rings a bell. I just can't.
The senator with the fucking eye patch.
Oh shit! I haven't heard from that dude in so fucking long. I genuinely forgot who the fuck it was.
Yeah, me too. Actually, now that I think about it, I hadn't popped up in a while. But yeah, apparently he did something about fuck Bud Light, but then he was drinking another beer that was brewed by Anheuser-Busch.
So it was still Bud Light.
He's a fucking idiot. Yeah, well, yeah. I don't know how that shit works. It could all just be the same shit under different, in a different bottle. But yeah, it was Anheuser. You know what I mean? Anheuser-Busch. Obviously they own Budweiser, Bud Light, but they own like, 12 other fucking little microbrewers. Or
This guy's definitely got some sort of cheat going. This is really weird.
Wait, a guy has a cheat?
This it's like a weird because Reinhardt's don't usually have cheats, but his like his charge is just like every 3 fucking seconds. Like there's cooldowns on your abilities.
Let's see. Company operates 12 breweries in the United States and nearly 20 in other countries. which increased after. Okay, whatever. All right, let's see. Budweiser, Michelob, Rolling Rock, Busch, Shock Top, Natural. So like natural light,
Like
super
everything
shitty beer.
essentially.
Yeah, Johnny Appleseed, Land Shark Lager,
You know, I've
previously
never played
craft beer.
Doomfist. This should be
Oh,
interesting.
all right, let's see if this is. Okay, and then
I
so,
love
they
that
have a
fucking.
bunch of
It's like
craft
fuck
beers they
Budweiser.
bought.
Let me drink a Budweiser. All right, good plan, buddy. Although Budweiser lost
Yeah, well, like
fucking
actually bought a
mad
Bud Light.
cash
He was
though.
drinking one of these other beers, like a fucking, I don't know what it was. They could have been Michelob or Rolling Rock or something like that, probably. But it's again another one that's just owned by Anheuser-Busch anyway.
Yeah,
So they're not really losing much. Like, the amount of Bud Light might go down, but if you're just drinking other beers of theirs, they don't really give a shit, I wouldn't think. So yeah, they have a bunch of craft beers too. Goose Island Brewery, Blue Point, 10 Barrel, Elysian Brewing, Golden Road, Four Peaks, Breckenridge Brewery, Devil's Backbone. Some of these fucking names, dude. Jesus Christ, dude.
Devil's Backbone.
Carback Brewing Company, Wicked Weed Brewing. Okay. They also own malt liquors. They own King Cobra, Hurricane, Spikes. All right, others.
Yeah, well, Anheuser-Busch, aren't they like the biggest company, like as far as brewing altogether? Like they make more beer than any other company that makes beer?
Yeah, especially if you add up all these little fucking microbreweries and shit. So yeah, other ones, some kind of spiked seltzer, Green Valley Brewing Company, Redbridge, Tequiza, Tilt, a line of fruit-flavored malt beverages, Wild Blue Lager, Ziegenbach. Okay. And not only that, but they have minority ownerships in about 5 other ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They own part of Red Hook. They own part of Widmer, Kona, Mission Beer. All right.
Damn.
Square Mile Cider. So yeah, dude.
They're like one of those super conglomerates who just has a little fucking piece of every goddamn thing.
Yeah, kind of like Coke and Pepsi have a shitload of,
Yeah.
drinks,
Like Pepsi owns like
fucking. Yeah, both Coke and Pepsi own a shitload of restaurant chains, dude. So yeah, it's hard to get, like, you have to fucking really go out of your way. Well, not really, I guess. I mean, you just get Coors or like something. So there's some pretty well-known brands that are widely available that are not owned by Anheuser-Busch. But goddamn, they own a fucking lot of them. Yeah, dude, I like the kickback against Dylan Mulvaney, though. I like the fact that people are fucking pushing back against that fucking weirdo, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Because here's the thing, dude. He's essentially like just being a flamboyant faggot didn't make me stick out enough, so I'm gonna go trans.
Go trans.
and dude, and it's still a fucking...
Well, and
like
nobody nobody wanted it. It goes to show you that the truth of the matter is there are far more people like us than there are like them.
Yeah. And what's really fucked up, and I think people are finally fucking noticing that, but he's basically LARPing as a woman and a really fucking over-the-top, exaggerated version of a fucking woman. Like the way no women really are, or very few women are really as fucking, ridiculous as he is.
Yeah.
So I would think women should be pissed. Well, besides the fact that, we got a trans woman spokesman. Like, all right, so it's still it's a woman, a chick with a dick, instead of just a naturally born woman.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, and what was it? I was talking to my coworker the other night. I'm like, people just want to see like hot dudes and hot chicks on their on beer commercials. Like that's all they give a fuck about. Nobody wants to be like lectured about any sort of political fucking bullshit. They just want, fucking hot dudes and hot chicks, woo, party. Like that's all they fucking care about.
Yeah.
They don't want to be reminded of really horrible things when they drink. Drinking is already enough of a downer. Sorry.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say, he's not. I don't think he does a lot of preaching. I literally just think he's doing a fucking crazy, over the top impression of a fucking what he seems to think women are.
Yeah. Oh, that's the
Like,
thing
there's
that
nothing
always makes
authentic
me
about it.
like have the hardest time dealing with some of this nonsense from the SJWs. It's like the bullshit that some of these men do, pretending to be women,
Yeah, yeah,
is just
dude.
silly.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
that's
That's
not
what.
how women
Yeah,
act, and like you should be offended, like
yeah.
really
That's what I'm
offended by
saying,
what they're
dude.
saying and doing,
Like,
pretending to
it's
be
so
women.
fucking. It's so inauthentic. Like, you know what I mean? There's nothing genuine about what he's pretending to be.
No, no, no,
You
no,
know
no,
what I
no.
mean? And again, making women look like just fucking ridiculous, dude.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's nice that fucking women are finally like, why are we putting up with this
Well,
fucking
and the
bullshit?
thing is, there's all these people who are genuinely like trans, like not just doing it for attention. Like, because Dylan's never gonna get any surgeries. He's not
Yeah,
like he's a
yeah,
fully
he ain't
intact
doing
male,
shit.
right? Like he's not
Yeah, I
pretending
don't
to
even know if he's done.
pretending to have gotten the surgery.
Yeah, yeah, the voice sounds exactly the same as it did when he was being, all flamboyant on The Price is Right back in the
Yeah.
day or whatever. Have you seen the Price is Right clip of him?
Oh, isn't it the one where he like almost knocks over the fucking host?
Yeah, well, he's being fucking crazy over the top. I don't know. He might have. I watched just part of it, and I'm like, oh, okay, so this is what's going on.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Who joined? Oh, Samaj. What's up, Samaj?
Hey, what's going on,
Hey,
Mr. Simoj?
frankly, I'm surprised you guys are here. I thought you were going to be on Rumble.
We haven't got that hooked up yet. I want to pick a good name for that.
I don't know.
Like,
Yeah, I
because I
still
don't want
can't.
to associate with this. I just want to like have a new thing. We don't have anything. We're not bringing anything with us.
Yeah, I was. The only one I came up with is kind of stupid, so I was like, maybe we should call it the Boomer Therapy Show. Then I'm like, yeah,
Boomer
that's fucking
therapy.
stupid.
I like boomer therapy. Boom hour.
The Laughing Losers.
Yes.
Liberal Ligmas.
That would be kind of fun. We'll be the Ligma. How about that?
The Ligmas.
Yeah, the Ligma balls.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. Oh man.
Oh, that clip of that Florida rep reading those names, dude, was so fucking funny.
Oh god. Are they like?
Yeah, what were the names? I forget what the exact names were, but yeah, it was something like that. Lick my balls and fuck it, I'll look it up. I think it was a state rep in Florida, if I remember correctly. Oh, damn it.
Man. Oh, did I tell you why I want to unlock this healing character so bad?
Oh, what?
It has the ability to yank and drag characters across the screen that are on your team.
Oh.
I'm like, it just sounds too fun. Like, I can literally just grab my own players and just fucking yank them around the screen. Oh, that'll be so fun.
Damn it, I was hoping some of these had the actual
Oh,
names.
this guy's running an aimbot. Damn. There's a little flick when you're running an aimbot that's really obvious, where it's like suddenly this what do you call it? Like you're aiming somewhere else and suddenly it just drags a different direction. So you'd be like moving your mouse to the left and suddenly it'll turn to the right or go up or down or something in completely opposite direction of what you're aiming at.
Right.
That makes it really, really obvious, and it's like you can just see it in like the kill plays. And I
Oh,
think
here it is.
because they
That
came out with a
was,
new character and it's a new season, it's
all the cheaters are back for
yeah,
for
because they
tryout.
why would they want to like spend their time grinding without winning? Because you get more points if you win.
Right. All right, so yeah, the names were Anita Dick,
Of course.
and then holding his cock. Holding his
Yeah,
cock.
I mean, somebody's got to hold that cock, you know.
Yeah, why not this Holden guy? Oh, wait. But yeah, just seeing him deadpan it, not realizing what he's doing, is fucking priceless.
Oh, yeah. I'm keeping my deaths down, but I'm not doing much in these games, so... But nobody can complain and get me banned. Anything else interesting going on right now? Because there was the Anheuser-Busch thing.
Yeah, what did you think about the whole Bud Light shit, Samaj?
I think it's absolutely hilarious, and unfortunately for them, it's like the culture war stuff is reaching a fever pitch right now, and they just chose the worst time. Not to mention, it sounds like the marketing people weren't communicating with Bud Light themselves, and so it sounds like Bud Light, like the guys who run the business and all, they actually didn't know this was their advertising. They didn't know that this was what was happening.
Yeah, it was. There was just some random chick who's working for them who was like, "Oh, well, Bud Light's a failing product," which it wasn't. It was one of the #1 selling beers in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was saying, like, we need to ditch this old advertising that isn't working anymore because this product doesn't matter or isn't making any money. And so we got to do this. And they bought it. And the people who were in charge of, like, the normal advertising, I guess, weren't aware of it. Yeah, like you're saying. Because you would think, like, anybody at some point would have just been like, well, none of that's true. Like that's all completely nonsense. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yep.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, it's nice to see that women are finally pushing back on this shit. Because again, he acts in a fucking like a parody of what a woman is, like in a super exaggerated parody.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's offensive, dude. Like, it's in my opinion. At
Yeah,
least.
yeah. It's essentially blackface, dude.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see women finally fucking realize they're being mocked.
Yeah. Well, and like, what was this? Didn't he do like a whole bunch of weird, creepy videos about like pads and fucking tampons and shit?
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
And it's like, you're never gonna have a period. You're not a woman. Like, that's just not something that's ever gonna happen. Why are you even?
Yeah, even if you did have your fucking cock fashioned into a vagina, I mean, it might bleed constantly, but
that's because it's an open wound that has to be consistently like reopened with a dilator.
Yeah, but I don't even know what to say because this person isn't doing any of that. That's the thing that everyone else has to remember is that they're not transitioning. They're just wearing a dress. That's it.
Yeah,
There's no plans on going any further than that. So how can you say you're trans?
Hormones.
How can you say you're trans when you're more than likely just being a drag performer? That's it. And this guy, and I want to say guy because he's not going to go any further than this, is an actor. He's all about acting, all about performance, all about the attention, and from what I've heard, he hasn't had a very good career, and it isn't very good to work with. So, which is not remotely surprising at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really pretty fucking insulting. Yeah, he's basically just again, he was a flamboyant gay guy. Have you seen him on the Price back in the day, Samaj? Have you seen that video?
No.
He was fucking super over the top gay dude on fucking Price is Right or whatever. So yeah, he basically realized that fucking angle wasn't working, just being a gay guy. So he was like, hey, I can go trans. That's really fucking trendy right now. And then, I assume he's probably not even taking hormones, or obviously he's not getting surgery. But again, the voice and everything sounds exactly the same, so I'm assuming he's not taking hormones or doing any of the other shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just mocking people, dude.
Yeah, not doing anything, and isn't going to. So
Yeah.
really, what the hell?
Yeah, the number of
Yeah.
people who aren't willing to go get like the surgery but claim they're like trans is just silly. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I said, in the culture war aspect that's going on, this is it's reaching a fever pitch. I mean, like the government's promoting it like crazy, and parents and all that is that they're fighting back, and like now students in schools are fighting because right now in Canada there was like a drag performance was being done, and they were having like an assembly just for this drag performer, and the kids had to go pretty much. So a bunch of other students just decided to go outside the school and protest because it was I think it was like a Christian school or a Catholic school or something, and so they were they weren't particularly happy about this. So the students are starting to fight back. The parents are fighting back. Yeah. Not to mention the like, there's all the books.
normies. Oh,
Yep.
sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was
Finish.
just I was also going to mention the books because the books are which are creepy as fuck. That a lot of parents are also fighting back against.
Man, I gotta get something here.
But yeah, it is nice to see the normie, fucking realizing this shit. dude.
Yeah, they don't have to put up with this nonsense.
Yeah.
Well, most people don't want to really care about this stuff. They just want to go on and live their life. They don't want to care about other things. But now they're being forced to do so because now it's affecting them, which is the way it had to be. I mean, a lot of times the stuff that's going on, they wouldn't really affect the mass population, but they are now,
Thank
and
you.
it's not going well.
Yeah.
Like other places are
Groceries.
being affected, like Marvel and Disney, because they're always promoting
Sorry,
this
Enzo.
nonsense, and they have to push, stop doing all this because they're in shit. I don't know if you heard about Disney and their investor meeting they had a few days ago. That was an absolute shit show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, there's fucking a couple people were pretty fucking spicy, dude.
oh, it was
pretty
something.
fucking good.
And investors, because they screen these investors, they have to ask what's your question, and then they'll let you through, and then they let them on, but then they don't ask them that question. They say like they ask a completely different question, which is awesome.
He's right outside
A,
the spawn door, by the way, on the left.
Oh, the beer was Chatterbox, which is what Crenshaw had in his fridge when he took out all the Bud Light. It was Chatterbox, which is a beer that's been owned by Anheuser-Busch since like 2016.
Yeah.
So yeah, and he said Anheuser-Busch is still getting the money.
You see that video of it? Chris Rock, who was like, he had like a whole whack of beer, and then he took one of those flattening machines and just ran over top all the beer.
Chris
It's
Rock
like,
was
well,
getting in on the hating on him?
Oh,
He's-
Chris Rock! Yeah, he first did a video where he was like he had a bunch of Bud Light and he was shooting them with a bunch of big guns, and then he's like he took like I want to call it a steamroller or
Wait a
whatever.
minute.
The one.
Sorry, go ahead. I just saw.
you say, oh, you saw some cheaters? Yeah. But yeah, he took like some sort of those street flattening machines. I don't know what they're called. They
Yeah, I think it's steamroller. It's a big fucking like cylinder in the front, like a big
Yeah.
wheel cylinder thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Steamroller.
took one of those. Yeah, he took one of those and went over top the beer. It was quite something to see. So yeah,
I guess
I
anything
watched
to draw
somebody
away
do
from
it.
how
Oh, go
bad
ahead.
his comedy special was.
Wasn't Chris Rock super fucking left wing though?
wait,
Yeah, I don't know. Probably.
wait. Maybe I'm no wait. I think I'm saying something wrong. It wasn't Chris Rock. It was that white guy rocker. What was
Oh,
his
see,
name?
that's what I was saying because I could have sworn Chris Rock was super fucking like retard left wing.
I mean,
Like not like
maybe.
awful, but like he just definitely counts
Oh,
out to
oh,
that
I-
whole thing.
all right, I remember now. No, it wasn't Chris Rock. It was Kid Rock.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Dude.
That makes perfect sense. Yeah. That makes way more sense than Chris Rock. Because I know we all liked Chris
Yeah.
Rock because he got slapped by Will Smith.
Dude, apparently his comedy special is god awful. The one that just came out. It's
Well,
like
when you go
really,
woke,
like,
it's like they lose their ability to have any sort of like entertaining like jokes.
yeah,
Like nothing they
yeah,
say
it
is funny
very
anymore, and it's
bizarre.
not. It's weird. It's like they just lose their ability to take a joke or make a joke.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, it's the point where, like, if being funny is not your main fucking goal, you're not generally going to get great results.
Yeah, exactly. That's why ideas like Hobo Car Wash should be made into real movies. Because just tell me that's not a funny idea. A bunch of fucking old dirty men in bikinis and everybody's acting like they're hot chicks through a whole fucking movie. To the point of, like, you know, frat boys like fucking them and stuff. You know, like that's fucking hilarious. Tell me that's not funny.
What kind of freaking
If I
Morty
win the
nonsense
lottery,
are you
dude, I will
talking about?
finance that movie.
Say what? Well, I'm talking. It's an old movie idea that I had.
Oh,
Where you take, like, you know those old '80s car wash movies.
No.
Oh, well, there used to be these, like,
instead of
80s car wash
chicken
movies where, like,
bikini.
for whatever reason they need to run a car wash to save this, that, or the other thing. And so
Basically
it
that,
was
but with
always like
hobos
bikini
instead of
car
hot
wash,
bikinis.
essentially.
I don't know. The hobo one sounds terrible. Absolutely.
Well, yeah, it's supposed to.
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
It's not supposed to be like a sexy fucking fun movie. It's supposed to be like a what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, although when you go for... you kind of have to be trying, and it ends up bad.
Yeah.
If you do it deliberately bad, it generally doesn't...
Well, no, see, here's the thing. You
fine.
make it like a really good movie. Like, you write in, like, a genuine storyline. It doesn't have to be, like, the best storyline ever. But that's what makes it funny.
Yeah, it could work, but again, generally, so bad it's good does happen with people that are genuinely trying to make a good movie, and they just fucking fail miserably. So if you're going for that, I don't know. You can still pull it off, I guess.
Yeah.
The concept is, it's pretty funny. Instead of hot bikini-clad women, you have a
Oh,
bunch
I
of
fucking fat
dirty-ass
fingered this
hobos.
shit. No.
Yeah. So what else is happening in the world today?
What was the other thing that was going on? Damn it, I was just looking too. There was like one other thing that was kind of going on.
While you're thinking about that, I'll mention one of the other things that happened here in Canada. So, have I told you guys about the controversy about the Liberal Party, like Justin Trudeau's party, taking money from China?
Oh yeah, well, like Biden's been doing it his whole fucking career.
Right. Well, I mean, like now it's being brought on back to the Justin Trudeau and all that, and so the people up for question because there's supposed to be a hearing about that, an investigation into the corruption or into the money stuff. That because if it interfered in our election, we need to know how. Even though Trudeau said, well, yeah, they did, but it didn't change the outcome in any particular way. I mean, well, the question isn't a matter of like the outcome. It's about like, did they have any interference at all? That's the problem.
Yeah,
it's a pretty obvious one. So yeah, they're doing an investigation into that. So they're looking into how is it that all this happened, and so anyway, yeah, it's been marred with controversy. Justin Trudeau has signed what he called a special rapporteur, which is a made-up word, which is a made-up title. It doesn't actually exist. It's not real. But essentially, it's kind of like the guy who's going to run the investigation, if you will. And that was marred with controversy because the guy who Justin Trudeau had assigned had 4 different conflicts of interest and why he shouldn't have been in there. One, he's Justin Trudeau's neighbor. All right, that's a conflict of interest, living right next to him.
Yeah, that's a little bit questionable.
2, he's a member of the board of the Trudeau Foundation, and that foundation was set up by Justin Trudeau's father about. He's a member of the board. Now the board is also the one that got the money from China. It's like, the guy who should be investigated is doing the investigation. That's a conflict of interest. That's 4. The third problem is that apparently he is he has been this I can't remember the guy's name, but he's been a friend of the Trudeau Foundation for a very long time. He's been involved in Justin Trudeau's life since he was a child.
Oh wow.
So it's like, yeah, okay, that's a problem. There's another conflict of interest. That's 3, and then there's the 4th conflict of interest. Justin Trudeau was growing up. He went to school and ski trips and all that with this guy's daughters. So he's been a close friend of the family for a long time. Like, okay, all right, you went to school together, you partied together, you went to the same clubs together. Okay, all right. There's so many conflicts of interest here. The guy should not be in charge.
Wow.
And despite all of this, they're still going forward with the guy. He cannot be in charge, but they're going forward with it. It's like Trudeau's like giving up trying to be objective about all this. Like, okay. Yeah, we're corrupt.
I was gonna say that's insulting, dude. Like how you couldn't even bother trying to find someone that wasn't so blatantly obviously on his side. Like that's fucking insulting, dude.
I laugh at this because he thinks he can get away because he gives up. You know he doesn't care anymore. Because it's like, why would you go forward with this? You can say, now, granted, all this was going up here in Canada. We were all talking about. We were all making fun of him. And then, wouldn't you know it, Joe Biden came to Canada for like some sort of trip, something or other. I don't know what. And
did somebody promise him a small child to fuck?
I don't know. But he comes here to Canada and he gives out a speech about the unity with Canada and blah 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 blah. And he comes to our parliament and does his speech, and he's just as inaudible as he is down in America. He makes no goddamn sense. Not to mention he couldn't say Canada. He always mispronounced Canada and kept calling it China. Like that's
that's fucking amazing.
It's hilarious. But yeah, then we were talking about Joe Biden while we were here. I'm like, oh my god, But yeah, now we're trying to go back on the whole thing about Trudeau and the Chinese interference again. Who knows? I think enough people have been distracted, so I don't know. But we're gonna try and get that momentum.
Somebody needs to write a country western version of a song, "The Ballad of Joe Biden," and have it all be about him like riding into town, stealing your money, and fucking your kids.
He's trying
stealing all your chocolate chip ice cream.
Yeah, the Ballad of Joe Biden.
Well, now no one's talking about that because he had that whole thing with the Dalai Lama asking a kid to suck his tongue. Like, really?
Yeah, I mean, Gandhi used to fuck his nieces and nephews and shit.
Dude.
Ugh.
But yeah, that's fucking amazing that the fucking Dalai Lama is like, yeah, I know there's all these cameras around, but I'm still gonna say something about this kid sucking my tongue.
Well, he's getting old.
It was a joke.
Yeah, he's getting old and he's losing the ability to remember that kind of stuff. It's the same thing with Joe Biden. I mean, he's too old to realize the cameras are on.
Oh yeah, hey, did you watch the video, the Matt Christensen one about how they're misleading people about the guns being the leading cause of death for children?
Yeah, I saw that stuff on Crowder earlier, actually, like a week before that.
Yeah, that's
where Crowder was saying the same thing. He's saying, yeah, well, if you add in all the 18 and 19-year-olds who died from gang violence that aren't even necessarily in schools, sure, but that's not what we're claiming.
Well, it's even worse than that, because when they say children, generally preteen, when they discuss this kind of shit.
Oh, yeah.
When they're doing stats. It's like the preteens, the early teens, and then obviously adults. And they just threw not just early teens, but basically all the way up to 19 years old in, all the teens, and classified that all as children. Which is just fucking ugh. That's what I think. I don't know. Yeah, the world sucks. Nothing's changed.
Well, I mean, what's changed is that there's more people aware, and so they're taking action. They're deciding that we need to do something about this because it's all insane.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I mean, more people are looking into conspiracy theories now than ever before because when you have so many of them that have come out to be true, more people start to look this stuff up. It's like when I used to think Alex Jones was crazy, and then he got into the whole turning the frogs gay thing, and I actually looked into it, and I'm like, oh god. And then you go down the rabbit hole of looking at all the other stuff he said, and then you look into it like, oh god, he's right about this too. So yeah, it gets to be a bit strange. Like and then I had to stop listening to him. So I'm like, it's too frightening to think about. When you listen to him talk about the various different things going on in the world.
Yeah.
Like I was upset when I found out. And I'm bringing this up because we've had some developments on this, but I was upset when we found out that that Bill Gates and all that were out there and they were going to vaccinate cows, so that way, like,
so that you'd have to get the vaccines one way or the other.
Yeah, so if you drink the milk or eat the meat, you'll be vaccinated. So it's like that's the way it was going to go. But the reason why I bring that up now is because we have had some developments, and in one of the farms where they were vaccinating the cows, essentially all of them are dead. They're
Wow.
that's what they published. Now that was on the one farm that did it. What about the others? We don't know. What we just know about the one where they're dead. I thought that's fascinating. Okay, so we'll see how that plays out. But so, like, I was upset thinking, "Oh God, we're all going to get vaccinated whether we like it or not." And well, it turns out, no, we're not because
the cows are fucking dunzo.
Exactly. So it didn't really work. So that's good to know. It's good to know that they can't just get rid of us that easily. It's also like I also found out about like AIs because I was often scared like because people out there are actually trying to use AI to create scenarios and stuff to kill off a good chunk of humanity.
Yeah.
Like, these are doomsday cults. Oh god, this is terrible. So like oh god, I hate when they think about it. It's like oh god, the robot apocalypse isn't quite going to be what you think it's going to be. But it turns out that they've been testing the limits, and there's a problem with that, and that is that as smart as these bots may be, they're not that smart because apparently there's limits to how far they can go, and when they reach these limits, they actually have to ask humans for help because they can only think to a certain extent.
Yeah.
In other words, they were trying to say like if something happens where you can't figure it out, how would you go about this? And then they would say they would pay humans to think of how to get through this. So in other words, they're smart and they can do a lot, but they're limited.
Oh yeah. Well, and then the problem with the AI stuff is also people aren't trying to create genuine minds. You know what I mean? Like they're not trying to create a thinking mind. They're trying to create a thinking mind that is already bent in the direction they want it to be politically. They're already front-loading it with things instead of letting it make its own decisions. The part of what makes humans so much better than every other animal is that humans have the ability to make their own decisions, and also from like the very beginning, you're kind of stuck having to figure out what works and what doesn't, and how to like properly visualize to plan out like things that you need to worry about in the future, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, because most animals can't like plan an event in their head before they go out and do it. If that makes sense.
They live in the moment.
Like they can be very smart. They can be as far as in the moment stuff. But humans are the ones that can say, all right, if I go out there, a lion going to eat me. So we don't want to go out there. What we want to do is we want to build this barricade, like all that kind of weird, wacky shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's why, and then they're also crippling it because they're trying to like preload it to make it come to the conclusions they want it to make them feel like they're right all the time.
Yep. Well,
So
they're encountering a problem similar to the engineer problem. So in other words, like when you get engineers together and you tell them to build a bridge and make it durable so it can stand up to almost anything, because they want the bridges to keep working, and so they test the bridges or the information they can get on things like wind, water, road, load conditions, that kind of stuff, and they'll often come up to so many different problems that they almost say don't even bother making a bridge because they try to consider every scenario. Like, what if this happens? What if we ever get a particularly cold winter? What if we do this? What all the what ifs. And if you go over all the what ifs, you'll eventually do not make anything at all
yeah.
because it's too
Yeah,
much.
it's impossible to cover all the possible what ifs.
Exactly. And so they've been trying to do the similar stuff with AIs and the robots and stuff, and they're encountering the same problems because they're trying to make them so smart that they can do anything. But the problem with being so smart is that you end up becoming too cautious and too concerned. And so they find out the robots actually have severe limitations. You can make it as smart as possible and it won't do anything. And that kind of tells you the problem with information in general. Like, if you're so smart, you'll end up not doing anything. That's why, like, if you live in the moment, you're actually going to be better off. In fact, I remember listening to a guy talking about like IQ levels and stuff, and people who have like fairly low IQs are often do better, happier, and
Yeah.
accomplish more.
Oh yeah, the happiest person I've ever met in my life was the dumbest person I've ever met in my life.
And that's true for many reasons.
I mean, I
So,
could not teach this motherfucker how to drive a stick shift. He was just too fucking stupid.
Yeah. But he probably makes more money, and he probably has like a good paying job and all that.
I doubt.
That
He's probably content with whatever he makes. You know what I mean?
could be. I mean, like part of the whole thing I was mentioning earlier is like the whole like if you're smart enough to be cautious about all these various different things and variables, you'll end up being too scared to do anything because it's like, oh, there's so many things to worry about.
Yeah, because you can think up all the fucking scenarios that are possible, basically.
Yeah, and then you won't do anything
Fucking be
about it.
terrified. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're
I
too
can see
dumb,
that.
if you're too dumb to know about the problems, then you're more likely to do them. Go out and engage in these things. And then if you fail and all that, well, then you'll know what to do differently. So it's probably a good idea. So some people like to say, "Oh, Donald Trump's not very smart." Well, maybe he's not, but you know what? He's rich, and he got it. He wasn't like he didn't inherit it.
Yeah.
well,
Donald
kinda
Trump did inherit most of his money to
Yeah.
start with. He had a few $1 million to start off with. He wasn't getting out of fucking high school with $500 from his fucking part-time job. Like fucking
But
building
yeah,
a fortune.
nowhere near like what he ended up with. But yeah, he definitely started off with a lot.
Well, if you start off with a few $1 million,
lot of
it's
speed
not
money.
that hard to end up where he is.
Yeah.
Especially when you don't pay people and you fucking rip off half the fucking contractors that you work with.
Yeah.
So that you almost never end
he
up paying
definitely
any real
did some squirrely
expenses.
shit. He's like, yeah, you can take me to court, and yeah, maybe I'll, paying you, but you're gonna.
But you're going to end up
more
spending
in
almost
fucking
as much
lawyer
money
fees.
on lawyer fees as you are on getting paid by me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely did some really shitty shit.
Oh yeah, like I've always supported him as like better of an option than the fucking Clintons and all that shit.
Yeah. Because as a president, at least his narcissism is, I want to do great, or I want to fucking, try to fix shit for my own benefit.
Yes.
For my greatness, which is great. You know what I mean? That kind of narcissist is fucking can be incredibly helpful. And you get somebody like Hillary Clinton, who's the destructive narcissist.
Who just wants to be
That's where you
right,
run
and it
into
doesn't matter like what else is going on.
Yeah, she just wants to impose her will on everybody. And doesn't really care how it affects anybody.
She's just a little too impulsive. That's how you end up with someone with like what was it, like over 30 friends who have committed suicide?
Oh yeah, dude, the Clinton body count thing is fucking insane.
Disturbing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
One of my favorite memes was like, I don't care who you are, there is no way you can have someone that's had like over 30 friends that have killed themselves. No way.
Yeah. And mostly business partners more than friends.
It's like
friends, yeah.
Like if Hillary Clinton came out and said, "Oh, I think Stabby is a good, close personal friend."
Oh
like,
fuck no! Don't fucking condemn me, asshole! You're gonna get me killed.
That's basically a code for they're gonna die. They're gonna fucking suicide. They're getting suicided.
Probably. Speaking of which, I was hearing about this guy. He was like an actor, and he was calling out Tom Hanks for being one of them guys who plays a little too hard with kids, let's say. Yeah, so he was making all those accusations. He had all this proof and all that stuff, and he was going on about that stuff for quite a while. And he mentioned there was other people like directors and other actors who he discovered while he was working in Hollywood. And then of course he doesn't get any more work. He made all those accusations. And then he set up what he called like a dead man switch. So like if something ever happened to him, all this information was going to come out. And then all of a sudden, weirdly enough, what ended up happening, he came out and he made a video saying, "I was wrong about everything. I'm so sorry. He didn't do any of this stuff that I accused him of. And by the way, I am not suicidal. I'm not suicidal. I'm not suicidal. I've never had anything." And then, of course, a few days later, he was found dead.
Yeah.
Jumped off a bridge.
Was that Isaac Cappy? Are you talking about Isaac Cappy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot his name there. But yeah, then his little dead man switch apparently was real because a bunch of information came out. Now, I haven't seen it. I haven't heard anything of it. But people have been talking about Tom Hanks an awful lot lately. So I'm like, okay, so like, did this information come out? Like, oh shit, you about to learn something?
Yeah, so that one's crazy because Tom Hanks actually was one of the few people that seemed to be relatively normal as far as fucking Hollywood.
Seemed to be.
It's.
Well, the other,
at this point, there's no such fucking thing. Well, I mean, there are obviously people can seem normal, but anybody can be a fucking, can camouflage themselves when they're.
Well, and I think Hollywood's had a lot of problems, but then again, a lot of stuff's been going on for a while. They were talking about how like Hollywood has a big problem of Satanists being in there, and like, okay, that sounds like conspiracy theories, but there again, a lot of these came out to be true, so let's wait and see.
Yeah.
But the thing that people like, part of the other videos have been talking about, like Tom Hanks and his career and stuff that he's been doing, they were talking about Forrest Gump and a couple of scenes, because apparently, and I don't know anything about Satanism because I've never looked into it, but apparently there's a few satanic symbolism in Forrest Gump that we weren't aware of. Like there's the part where when Forrest comes out and he's in his uniform and stuff after the war, he has all these medals and stuff. Well, if you actually look at the medal, there's like a blue ribbon on some sort of a metal thing around his neck. If you actually look at that, it's like the Beelzebub's face, that goat thing with all the horns, that upside down pentagram. It's that. That's the medal that's around them. I thought, oh, that's interesting.
That's weird. Well, there have been a lot of groups of people that were actually like straight up just like intellectuals over the years, who've done like satanic symbols because it fucking pisses people off and for no other reason.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes, but there again, I mean, like, why go that extra mile and make an actual medal? Like, why even bother doing that?
Yeah.
Then they were talking about the other things that were going on, like apparently one of the symbols of Satanism is like, do a peace sign.
Yeah.
But then do another peace sign on the other hand, but facing downwards. That's apparently a satanic thing. But I don't know.
That sounds almost like the OK symbol being a racist thing to me. Like level of like, if somebody does this with their fingers, that means they're the devil. Oh my God, you better watch out. They're going to do a finger sign. You know what I mean? Like, it's just some fucking retard in some fucking room that's never talked to another human. Is like, this is evil.
And that could very well be.
Yeah, the OK thing was pretty fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, okay, and fair enough. I mean, I don't like I said, I don't know anything about.
Oh
Satanism.
yeah. I'm
I don't know
not
where
talking
that.
about you. I'm talking about the
No,
people
no.
that come up with
I
this
know you're
stuff
not.
in the first place.
I know you're not. But what I'm saying is like, it's another one of those like. It may be true. We may find out that it's all real. Not to mention, like Tom Hanks, when the accusations were coming out with that Isaac guy, he did move to like a different part of the world where the age consent was much lower.
Ew, that's not weird and creepy.
Yeah, and then he flies in to do different acting jobs. So him and his wife moved out to the different parts of the. I can't remember where he lives now, but yeah, someplace where the age consent is like, was it like 13 or something, or even lower? I don't know.
Okay, that guy's definitely running some sort of cheat. That was weird.
But yeah, Cappy, he was actually living in Flagstaff when he fucking allegedly offed himself. I lived up in Flagstaff for a couple of years back in my 20s, so that was pretty crazy. I'm like, I know that fucking overpass right there on I-10 or I-40. Sorry, I-40 up there. Oh, no, it's not I-40. What the fuck is it? It doesn't matter. It was an interstate overpass. That's really the only thing that matters. Silence.
Indeed.
Dead silence.
What would you guys say if you found out that America has developed some technology that does allow them to control the weather?
I'd be pissed that we have so much bad weather all the time.
I know, right?
Although we have gotten a lot of rain here in the desert over the winter, which is not a normal thing. So who knows? It's very odd to see like the desert covered in mostly green in the winter / springtime.
Well, I know people flip out on California weather all the goddamn time, which is dumb.
Yeah. Well, besides San Diego. I mean, San Diego's pretty much...
Well, no,
known
like
as,
California weather is, it's always like, oh my god, the blah, 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 everything falling apart because the fucking global warming. But, and like, I'm not saying there's no global warming of any kind. I'm just saying it's silly. Because, like, we've always had inconsistent weather where it's like you'll have a little bit of drought for like 2 or 3 years and then a wet year for like a couple of years. You know, it's always been like a mixed bag weather-wise.
Mm-hmm. HARP. That was the name of the company that was trying to control the weather. High Frequency Active Aurora Research Program.
Yeah, there's been a lot of that kind of stuff just in general.
Yeah. So they're... Yeah,
over the years, because it's like, why not?
Well, it sounds like, because it's been around since like 1993, and it's been doing its thing for a while. Sounds like it actually works, and that's the scary part. I am not going to link their website. I was about to put it in the Discord, and I've come to realize, oh yeah, I can't do that. So I don't know if you guys heard about the Pentagon is now looking into Discord.
Really? Yeah, I heard they're looking at words like Chad and it's over.
Yeah, they've labeled this. They labeled
they're just real fucking dumb shit.
Yeah, they extremist terminology is what they've labeled it. So like, yeah, you can't talk about Chad. You can't talk about all this. You can't really say it. These are bad words. But the reason why I say that they're going to be looking into Discord is because it turns out that someone in the Pentagon has been releasing a lot of information about various different things going on in the Pentagon, illegal actions, the whistleblower in particular, it talks about how he has information that proves that Joe Biden is an actual criminal.
Yeah.
Should,
Oh, really?
and
Like,
essentially
we've already
should
got
be-
Hunter Biden's laptop. That's literally hard evidence that Joe Biden's taking money from foreign countries for political influence.
exactly.
He's already like a criminal. That's not even in doubt.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, that's Joe. That's his son, and so they're going to try and say, well, yeah, it doesn't really apply to Joe Biden, but it really does.
I mean, it literally mentions him multiple times. Okay, to be fair, it does refer to the pedo and the big man.
Yeah.
But we all know who that is.
Yeah, we all know who that is, but I mean, it hasn't been enough to do anything with it. But anyway, what I'm saying is like this whistleblower, who is a young guy, believe it or not, he's like 22 and he works at the Pentagon. And
Yeah.
rumor has because they have a bunch of young people, but it seems like that essentially all young people that work in the government are pretty much people who are essentially trying to get information on everything, on all the criminal actions going on. So sounds like all the young people are getting pretty based, and they can't trust any of them.
You'd be surprised. Like, in the VR chat group that I'm with, I run, or I basically was like, hey, would you like some help running this movie group night? Because the guy stopped running it for a while, and I was like, I'd be happy to pick out movies and do the whole thing. And they really enjoy shit that's like genuinely good comedy from back in the day when shit was just funny and no one was worried about offending people.
Yeah.
Like, and they don't sit and be like, oh my gosh, that's so risque. They're just like, oh, that's fucking funny as hell. They love it. They fucking love it. So like, what was the one I watched? The other one, the puppet detective movie. It's like the only role I've ever seen the female lead in that she's not fucking horrible.
Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah, it's the only role I've ever seen her in, and I actually enjoyed her in a movie. I was like, she's just being herself. This is really good. I could enjoy Melissa McCarthy as Melissa McCarthy.
Yep.
But yeah, it was really weird to see how many people were like, "Oh, this is just fucking funny shit," and they didn't take anything offensive, and they didn't cry about anything, and nobody got upset. And I'm in a room full of like 15, like 20 to 30-year-olds, which is kind of that group of people who complain the most, right? I mean, that is sort of that range right now, that just out of college and a little bit after kind of range.
Not so much. So those guys are the guys who, like, in their like the best years of their life, they were locked down due to the whole COVID stuff, and because they were locked down for so long, they are so resentful towards the government, like unbelievably so. They are the most anti-government generation that will ever exist.
Really?
And so, yeah. So these young guys, they're like, because demographics are showing this, which is part of the reason why there's such a big push to control information and all that. Because if they're going to implement any kind of totalitarian control, they have to do it now. Because in about 3 to 5 years, it's never going to happen. You gotta lock down these young people and get them to shut the fuck up. Otherwise, they will shut you the fuck up. And that's exactly what they're scared of. It's not so much all the millennials. Millennials are kind of we're fucked up, and recovering from this is going to be hard because millennials are just absolutely stupid. We were the most compliant generation, which is sad to say the least. So the next generation is going to be more based, to tell you that much, which is going to be good. But I've also heard it said that millennials are the ones that got us into this problem, and like with the economy and all that, and they're the only ones that can get us out. Mostly because we're of the voting age, the age to work, the age to do all this stuff. If millennials, they need to step up to the plate and save the fucking world. Because millennials are now like 30-something, you guys are 40-somethings now. So, yeah. Now it seems like the tides have changed, and maybe the millennials will finally be able to.
Probably not.
Well,
Yeah.
well, they're going to be forced to make choices that they never had to make before because like the price of everything's gone up. The world's awfully shitty. Somebody has to get
Yeah,
up, and
like
also
eggs
like,
are fucking unreasonably expensive for like fucking being eggs.
well, and part of the problem is also the lack of labor because we have a lot of people out there who just don't want to work, and that those are the millennials and all that. But they have no choice. They're gonna have to, and they're also seeing that life sucks, and they know it could be better
Yeah.
because if you look at the lives of your
Well,
parents,
what future do they have? I mean, realistically, look at it. Like you could be making 50 to 60,000 a year, and you could. There's no way you could probably not be able to pay rent in like most of the places in the fucking in California.
well,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, you could pay rent maybe and have a car payment or anything else, basically.
well, a lot of us, a lot of the young people, in my age, don't even drive. Like out of my group of friends, only one of them drives. No
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
no one,
I
none
know a
of the
few
guys.
people that don't drive.
Exactly, and so like there was no priority. There was a lot of prolonged responsibilities. Like a lot of us don't have kids. We live in apartments or live in our parents' basement, and parents are getting older and they're going to be passing away. Someone's got to pay the bills. So
Yeah.
like right now we're having a
Well,
workforce
no one
shortage.
can pay the bills because there's no actual value being created by our work.
Well, there is that, but also, I mean, remember when the pandemic had pretty much ended, and a lot of these businesses couldn't get workers. It's because a lot of them didn't want to work, but they have to work, and it'll help the economy and everything if they do start working again. So, like, we need workers, we need different people, and there's a workforce here. They just need to do it,
Yeah.
and not to mention there's other things like government problems and regulations and other kind of stuff. So, like, government's part of the problem. The other problem is the millennials. So we need to create a path forward so that young people can actually, get working and get living their life, and also see value in living your life. Like, good lord, like a lot of young people don't even think about having kids. It's like, oh, it's another mouth to feed and all this kind of stuff, and it's like, really, these are like your. I hate using the term social responsibilities, but I mean, like, someone's got to replace the population. So at least try to have some kids,
Yeah.
start a family, and a lot of guys. Like, I know one guy. He's never dated. He's my age. He's never dated.
Never
He,
dated, not once.
not once. Not once has he ever looked into it. Not once has he ever done it. He makes more money than me. He's got a house, cars, all that kind of stuff. He's decent and all that stuff. Never did. He's literally gonna be a 40-year-old virgin, and that always bothered me. And I always
Well, and
like
how can he date?
nowadays.
He has no way of earning any value to like get a girl to be into him. I can kind of see the problem there.
Well, yeah, and part of the other problem is like he doesn't talk to women. He just doesn't. He goes to work. He works a lot. He goes to work. He lives with his family, his mom and dad, that kind of stuff, and he got a couple of payments and stuff. But like he works 2 jobs, so he works a lot. So he only knows his coworkers and his friends, and then that's it. It's like he has never done that. I have one other friend. He dated one girl, and then that was it. It didn't go anywhere. It's like, I don't know.
No.
I'm the only one who actually goes around and just goes on dates and fucks. Good lord. It's like, I don't know. A lot of guys, they just have like no self confidence.
Well, no, the problem is it's literally can be like hazardous to them to go out and talk with women.
It can be, but then again,
Like you can go to the bar, say the wrong thing to the wrong girl, and end up in jail at the end of the night.
see, okay,
All based off of
You're-
some bullshit some girl made up. Like, and I'm not saying that that's going to happen. I'm not saying that that's common. I'm just saying that like that's a valid fear that a lot of these dudes have.
well, okay, I would be agreeing with you, except when you're talking about someone who's never dated, and when I tell a bunch of my guy friends about this, like to watch out for it, they don't believe me. They don't believe it's a thing. But then again, they don't date, so they have no way of knowing any of this stuff.
Well, a lot of
They
people
still-
just don't even know how to fucking date. Period.
Yeah,
I
there
remember
is
like
that.
this girl. I was super into this fucking girl that I met through my friends in like the dance hall that they went to, and they were like, Oh, well, you should just ask her to do progressively more and more date-like things until suddenly, boom, surprise, you're dating. And I'm like, why wouldn't I just ask her out on a fucking date? Like, what are you talking about? Like, are you fucking lunatics?
Yeah,
Like,
bad dating advice. That's a factor.
I was like, well, but they genuinely were like, you should just surprise date people.
What the fuck?
That is so retarded. What am I listening to? What kind of nonsense is this?
Yeah, that was their legitimately the thing. They were like, no, you can't ask somebody on a date. That's too much. That's too dangerous. I'm like, what do you mean? A casual, like, let's just hang out and see what happens?
You gotta trick them into dating.
This is ridiculous. The last couple matches I've been into, every single person on the other team has 100% fucking aim.
Yeah.
It's fucking like I'm just so you know, I'm ranked silver. And it's supposed to be putting me up against, even in quick play with like the same rank. That's the second to last rank in the fucking game.
You know, part of me wonders if they keep all those cheaters at silver, like they don't let them progress either.
I don't know, man. It's the same in like bronze too. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is what it is. Overwatch isn't going to change and get any better.
Then again, matchmaking is also pretty fucked up because I'm pretty sure one of the guys in there was a fucking challenging for Grandmaster. So, like... And I know that a lot of the... I've been watching some streamers who play, like, Overwatch who are, like, way up in the very top ranks. And they'll end up with people who are 3 or 4 ranks below them in a game. So they'll be playing, like, you know, the top 500 game, and there's, like, a fucking plat player in it. Fuck, Joker, getting in my fucking way. I can't heal my tank. The auto target is targeting the wrong person for my orb.
Yeah, I hate when that happens, dude.
I don't even know what that means.
Okay, so it's not just me. That's good to know.
No, there's this character throws a healing orb, and then he doesn't have to like think about it again. But it auto targets, so you don't have to actually like aim right at your fucking team.
All right.
Oh well, my connection's gone to shit.
Oh, yeah?
Everything on my screen is like bouncing and jumping around because my connection's just so bad right now. Or their servers are bad. I mean, it's just whatever. Like, that's just how it goes.
By the way,
Are
you in the part of California that's been getting blackouts?
No, not that I'm aware of.
See, I was listening to a couple of videos talking about like the infrastructure in California and how certain areas have been getting like blackouts every now and then, or brownouts, I think they call them, where the power just sort of quits. And it's a real problem.
They did brownouts for a while when they were trying to claim like we didn't have any enough power to meet needs. Like they shut down a bunch of power stations and then we're like, you guys are using too much AC. No more power for you.
Well, I think two problems with that is that they haven't built any new power plants in a long time. So a lot of the infrastructure is really old. But the other problem is that's been, from what I've heard, that's overwhelmed the power system is that there's more people who have Teslas than anywhere else in the world in California. And apparently Teslas use up so much power that's actually overwhelming the power system.
Really? Because they are really trying to like get on that thing. Like there's a lot of tax breaks and shit if you get an electric vehicle.
Absolutely they are, and they're going to keep doing that. But the thing is that it has some drawbacks. The infrastructure isn't set up for that. And so in some parts of California, it's like there are some areas where they said they asked you not to use your Tesla at all because it's too overwhelming for the power system. Now, that, like, I don't know how much that is true, but I do know in my city, because I live in one of the more wealthier cities in Canada, and we actually have a fair bit of Teslas here too, and we've heard similar things here. Not that we're having brownouts, but the power system is pretty overwhelmed because of that. And it will be a problem come winter time. So, like right now, summer's about. Well, we're in spring, so we'll be in the summer season soon.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. It is that time. We're about ready to start doing like the gardening and stuff in my area.
Yee.
Planting all the vegetables.
Yeah, as you should. Get your vegetables. Let them grow.
Let them grow. Let them grow.
Oh, hey, yeah, while I'm thinking about it, the end of June, I'm going to be going to Carlsbad again. It's like the 16th through the 24th or something like that. Somewhere around there. 18th, 24th, so still a couple months away, but I might forget to tell you at a later point, so.
Sounds good.
Yeah, Stab, you should come down, dude.
Carlsbad? I
Right
don't
now,
think I can
it's
afford to. I just spent all my money on a fucking vehicle and
Well,
a set
yeah,
of
well, that's
No,
good.
VR
You know,
glasses.
it's the fucking resort. Like right now, it's literally, it's probably only going to be like me and my mom and maybe in a fucking 3 fucking bedroom, you know, place at a resort, dude.
Well, hey, you have a new vehicle. That means you can travel there. So head on out and put some miles on that thing. Not to
Yeah,
mention,
get your Tucson fired up and drive yourself down there, dude.
My Tucson fired up.
do an IRL live stream. Get your camera going there. Stream on the spot.
I can't.
Or, well, I guess you don't want to show your face. So I guess you'll have it like lean it downwards.
I'll just show my
boob.
crotch the whole way. There won't be any like context. It'll just be a crotch slowly bouncing around, not really doing much.
Ah, pulling the stench ever, huh?
The
All
stench
right.
ever. Well, he had his dick out, didn't he? I mean,
Yeah, that was bizarre. You couldn't make it out though. It was like so close up or whatever. Like nobody would have fucking known if he hadn't pointed it out. You know what I mean? Like it was way too close up. You could not make anything out. He's like, yeah, I was accidentally filming. Like,
man, my tank is throwing the
Like,
shit out
no.
of this match. This motherfucker just can't wait to dive in 1v5 against the other team over and over. Like, he will not wait for us. It doesn't matter what we do. It's kind of entertaining, but it's also like, we're going to lose this.
Come on, McCree. Oh, I guess it's Cassidy now. Doesn't matter. Fucking McCree.
Oh, this McCree is... Oh, I think this is the one that... Yeah, he's definitely running an aim. Wow, yeah. Hold up. Yeah, he's not aiming where his fucking reticle's going. That's weird. That explains a lot. Alright, I gotta stay away from where he can get to me.
You keep complaining about that, but you know nothing's going to be done about it.
No, I know. It's fucking frustrating.
Just accept it. That's just the way the game is operating. That is Overwatch aimbots. That's the name of the game.
Pretty much, yeah. It's like it's almost impossible to compete without him.
Yep. You gotta be better than the robot. So come on, man.
You know, I do win a few games. I don't win a lot.
You win some. So that's good.
You win some, you lose a lot.
There is that. So I had like what I thought was a cold sore in my mouth. It's been going on for about a week. I thought, I'll just wait for it to pass, whatever. But then I realized, like after a week, essentially wasn't going anywhere.
You're just trying to flex on us so that we all know you've dated somebody at some point. But I'm
no.
Sorry, callback joke. I didn't know. I mean, how many chances am I gonna get for that good of a callback?
Nice humble brag.
Yeah.
I wish it was that. No, I know I don't. But what turns out what it was, because I realized it. I have an abscessed tooth.
Ooh, that's no fun.
But and like normally they hurt a lot, but the only reason why it was like a dull pain, like a cold sore or something. The reason why I thought that is because it was a tooth that already even got work done.
Ooh.
It was like it had a root canal, so that's why it doesn't hurt. Because the last time I had an abscess, it fucking hurt. Like I couldn't get to the dentist fast enough. But this time around, it's clearly a tooth that had a root canal, so it's like, oh, that's why that's why I thought it was a cold sore, because it was a dull pain. It wasn't like a big sharp like get me help now.
Man, I remember when I got my fucking impacted molar. That shit was awful.
Ah.
I had like looked like I put a baseball inside one cheek, and I couldn't eat anything but soup and like cottage cheese and applesauce. Things I could tip into my mouth, so I couldn't open my mouth because my jaw was swollen shut.
Mm-hmm. So you couldn't eat anything that required chewing, basically?
Yeah, there was no chewing allowed. No, none at all. And if it was like soup with stuff in it, I'd have to like mash it up with my tongue. It was pretty awful.
Sorry,
and then the best part of it was when I took the antibiotics to finally get rid of it. The pus ruptured into my mouth, so I literally was filling up like those 16-ounce spit bottles with pus and spit. It was not fun.
Yeah, dude, it wasn't fun listening to you describe it, dude.
You're welcome. I know you wanted that, and I'm never gonna believe you differently.
Fuck you. I had to actually live through it.
Yeah. No, you wanted that. You want it, don't you? Yeah, that's how you like it, pussy. No.
I have a pus fetish.
Oh man, is there any poor son of a bitch watching this shit? Because
luckily, no. It's just
it shows two, but one of them's me. Yeah. Are either of you watching? Because there was somebody.
I have it. I've pulled up so I can like
okay.
tab over and look at like chat and stuff once in a while, which I don't do as enough.
So
as
it's me and you.
Should.
Yeah, it's me and you watching, dude.
Well, probably me.
Those are the two viewers.
Yeah. The only downside with playing this way is I have a no volume, so I can hear you guys.
All right. So yeah, that short that I put up the other day of Luke biting at the mist cloud when I was spraying him with the mist from the hose.
Oh yeah.
It's like over 750 views, dude.
Yeah. See, they promote that stuff. Well, one being pets.
Yeah.
Two being shorts. So that's the key to the YouTube fame right now. You gotta do shorts.
I gotta wear shorts. I'm wearing shorts now. It's hot out.
Like I don't know how to upload shorts. I made one that was like in a short. I don't know if you guys ever saw it. It was the one I did about gaming and the Purple Cowboys.
Oh yeah, because he likes Purple Cowboys for some reason.
Yeah, it's the going joke. He doesn't actually like it. He actually.
Oh yeah, no, I know. He gets really mad about it. It's kind of funny.
There. I posted the short if you're interested. I wonder if all dogs do that though. That's kind of one thing I was gonna ask. Because I was spraying him because it's hot, and he was struggling when it was like 75 degrees. It was almost too hot for him. So yesterday it was like 85, or that was a couple days ago. So I'm like, I'm gonna spray him down with mist. He just started biting furiously at all the fucking water coming in, dude. Like super fast, dude. Like chop, 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 chop. I don't know. I thought it looked funny.
When I hit play, like you sort of see the thumbnail, and like the teeth were out there. It's like, oh my god, look at them teeth.
Yeah, dude. It makes them look fucking vicious, right? Like
it does.
That's what I kind of like that. I'm like, look, they almost made a golden retriever look. Yeah, they captured right with the teeth fucking all completely bared. But when you watch it, it's pretty cute, I think.
Yeah. Those videos are kind of fun to watch with you and your pupper.
Mm.
They're like a nice little.
It's always nice to listen to somebody talk to a dog like they're a human.
Well, it's always nice to see something that's not like political or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of a chill thing.
Indeed.
Indeed. Oh man, I've been working on singing Willie Nelson songs. It's a whole nother fucking level. I don't know if you ever listen to Willie Nelson, but that man has the most insane fucking vocal riffs on the goddamn planet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Honestly, I haven't heard a whole lot of his stuff.
Oh yeah. Dude, I recommend listening because he's written a lot of songs that you probably have heard and just don't know he wrote.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like him and Dolly Parton have
yeah.
written a lot of like really popular pop songs that like other people have sung.
Oh, gotcha. I know. I remember Dolly Parton, the "I Will Always Love You" that Whitney.
Yeah, Whitney Houston sang it, and she sang it well. But yeah, it was definitely a Dolly Parton song, not a
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
Whitney song. Whitney got about the fucking amount of talent as far as songwriting goes as maybe would fill a paper bag.
Amazing voice, though. God damn it, dude.
Yeah, oh yeah, excellent singer. Nothing against it. Just she's not a fucking not a songwriter.
Not a songwriter. Pretty unfortunate. Bobby Brown got her hooked on crack.
How on earth you convert something to a YouTube Shorts?
Usually, I don't know. For me, when as when I'm going to upload it, it just says edit into or regular video.
See, like I'm editing it as a regular video, and it doesn't give me that as an option. Like
Really?
how? Yeah, well, okay. When you upload it, did you upload it from your phone or from your computer?
I think
From phone.
most of the shorts things is from the phone.
Yeah.
See,
yeah.
that's probably it. Because I'm trying, and I've tried multiple times, but it never works.
That's violent. Yeah, that's bizarre. Again, considering, especially pushing them, dude. Like, why the fuck wouldn't you let them do that? People do that from the desktop. It makes zero sense.
It's me.
But then again, it is YouTube. And they're kind of retarded. Yeah, like I said, as much as they're pushing that shit to try to take TikTok's market share or whatever, yeah, you would think they'd make it super easy everywhere, especially a desktop. Yeah, you would think most creators are doing shit through the desktop. I think. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
Most I can think of that they're editing it, or that they edit it for that. So, okay. I am on. Oh, I gotta say, I'm on the desktop. Doesn't give me an option. I uploaded a video. It's like 33 seconds. I thought that's good enough for a short, right? I don't know what the time frame is.
Yeah, I think it's 60 seconds or less. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So when I'm uploading it, doesn't give me that as an option. So it saved it essentially as like something that hasn't been published yet. And I'm like, okay, so maybe I can publish it through my phone. So I got my phone open, and I'm like, okay, can I? And it doesn't give me an option. It's not listed as something.
Right. Okay, yeah, on your phone, on mine in the app, basically on the very bottom of the screen, there's like 5 icons. From left to right, it goes home, shorts, there's the plus sign, subscriptions, and library. Is that the way yours reads?
Yep.
Okay, click on the plus sign.
Okay.
Hit create short.
I don't know if this counts as tech support if you're not screaming. I only know tech support when it involves screaming and yelling at me.
Right. But yeah, when I hit click that, it comes up. It says create a short, upload a video, go live together, create a post. So yeah, you just click on the create a short.
Okay. I think I got it. All right. I will sort that one
Okay,
out.
that's not right. Oh, this is definitely an aimbot. What the fuck? That's so fucking obvious. This dude's flying around getting headshots with everything he's firing. Like, every single one of his fucking things is a fucking headshot.
Wow, he must be supremely.
I mean, either he's
talented.
the best fucking Overwatch player ever, and we should expect to see him in fucking any day now.
Right.
In the fucking
The
pro
best
leagues.
player in the world.
Yeah, he's gonna be the fucking pro fucking. He's gonna make the Samito. Samito is gonna have to fucking give up his title. Like, what? You thought you were the best fucking Echo player because you have literally thousands of hours on the character. But no, sorry, sir.
That's funny. Yeah. Any of the regular fucking videos that I put up, they barely crack like, double digits.
You get
three
more
shorts
videos,
I've
you get more
uploaded.
views on your channel than we do. Like, honestly.
Yeah, it's still that. It's not exactly a high bar though.
Nah.
Yeah, dude, I should probably actually put tags in. That would probably help a lot. If I
Probably.
put like hashtag gold, whatever.
Oh, I should put in we
Probably
lost
help.
both or we won both matches against the hackers. Just so if people think I'm complaining because I'm losing, I'm fucking not.
Yeah.
It's just
In fact, I think-
irritating.
yeah. Yeah, I put three shorts. The first one was 64 views. Second one 134. And then the one I put up a couple days ago, 753. Yeah, any one of those three has more views than I've gotten on all my regular videos.
Yeah.
Views on all my other videos combined.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. Like I said, they really put out shorts, dude. They really push those things. Yeah, like you said, despite not putting any hashtags or anything.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
That's like you get 750 views.
There was like one video in Untitled Studios channel that got like a few thousand views, like 14,000 or 10,000 or something like that, maybe 6. I don't know. It was like a pretty high number,
shit.
but not like anything that was be like, oh my god, that's amazing. And it was just a one-off thing we did where we made a joke about how like there was a domestic violence commercial and we recut it so that it made it sound like it was for domestic violence. instead of being like you should never hit a woman, it was like, bitch already told her once, like kind of thing. But yeah, that got our most views, and then we never like got anything out of it because that wasn't what we do. Like, we don't recut commercials all the time.
Right.
God, how close am I to being able to fucking pull my teammates at random points just to be an asshole? I mean, because I've been playing this for a while, and then this is fucking not cool. How much experience do I need? So let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. So 70,000 experience. So it's 10,000 for each level. I'm getting 100 for playing, and I need to get to level 45. Fuck. I would have much rather just bought this goddamn game. Oh man, one of the guys I knew through the karaoke group went down to a what do you call it? A furry convention, dressed as a fire hydrant, and managed to not get pissed on. I was like, that's kind of impressive.
Dude, that is pretty fucking amazing.
You didn't get peed on by a single person. That's, I mean, you were dressed
Nobody
as a
even
fire hydrant
tried?
at a furry convention.
Nobody even tried to piss on him, huh?
There was one guy in the elevator who started making some noises about it, but he went with a fairly large ex-Marine that was a friend of his. And so the fairly large ex-Marine that was a friend of his looked at the guy and said, "You're getting off now. Get off the elevator." And the guy just got off the elevator. I was like, Jesus Christ.
What was his...
Well, it was a funny
going
costume.
to the convention?
Oh, he's
I
a furry.
but
He's
I
into
mean-
that shit.
Oh, okay.
He's just not, he's just not interested in getting
He's
peed on by
just
some
not
random
actually
fucking an
wanting to get
elevator.
pissed on.
You know what I mean? You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like in Furryland, that's like false advertising or something.
I don't know. I don't honestly don't care one way or the other because I'm not, I'm not involved. So
No, I'm just imagining like other getting pissed. Like you came as a fire hydrant, and you're not gonna let anybody pee on you.
you know what? You would think that you would have somebody do something along those lines as a joke.
but
That's
the
like a
Marine
friend. But then he was talking about one dude who just wanted to get railed by as many people as possible. Had himself put in like a cage and just was open for whoever wanted to could just go fuck him. And apparently like 44 people went and banged this dude like one after the other.
Wow.
Like stood in line and shit over the course of like 8 hours. Which I did the math because I was like, at that point, how long are these guys lasting? And it was about 10 to 11 minutes per person.
Wow.
That's
That's roughly 5 per hour. Yeah, that's fucking insane.
Yeah, you would think like your asshole would get worn out, or your dick, or whatever the fuck you were using. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
like at some point, that's got to start hurting.
It may not be. I'm assuming that would not be his. So he's probably used to it. He's got he has
His asshole's like really
top-notch,
smooth fucking
butthole
leather.
endurance. Yeah, well, his butthole endurance, I guess, dude.
Yeah, the butthole's like really smooth, hard
Dude,
leather.
really working it out.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
doesn't wash his asshole with like a bar of like soap. He just breaks out the fucking leather soap.
Yeah,
And
shit that softens leather.
workings it in, softens his butthole so it's not too hard. Before he gets laid, he doesn't want to destroy
you
the
want
other
to make it
person's
nice
dick.
and, you want to have a really pliable butthole in that situation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, all jokes aside, I would hope that he had done some kind of something.
There would
to
be some
prepare
sort of
for that, to
protection
avoid
involved somewhere,
injury.
because otherwise that dude's going to end up with some sort of disease. But I imagine that's probably what he gets him off on.
Yeah. Bug chasing's probably part of his fucking thing.
Yeah.
I tried to mess around with things for a bit. I try out that whole short thing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, well, I tried uploading it from my phone, and it seems like it worked. I'm just checking out my YouTubes, see if it actually happened.
Sounds like it could be a bit of a tall order.
Probably.
But
Very punny.
I got the mad skills. I was thinking of switching my VR chat avatar to one of like Fonzie Bear.
Fonzie Bear.
Because, I'm already
Wait.
telling all the bad jokes anyway.
Waka waka.
Yeah, Fozzie Bear. I
Yeah.
think I said Fonzie, but I meant Fozzie Bear.
Yeah, well, I thought you were doing a pun thing. That's why I was like thinking, like, did he mean?
Oh,
Fonzie,
he'd be
or
like
is he
have a
actually
leather
doing
jacket and be
Fonzie
really
Bear?
cool. Hey. Oh, man. All I see now is a gray pile of poop behind a play symbol. Does it work? Let's see.
I think it's still uploading, or it's
I
still
can only
processing
tolerate
it.
this silly
Oh no,
game
it's
for so
playing.
long.
There's like a lady
Damon,
there.
when will you answer your call
Yeah,
to
it came out way
action?
more pixelated
How
than I
long
thought,
will it
and the
take
audio
until
is
your
awfully
true
quiet.
colors decorate that stickly body of yours? Don't get me wrong, I love seeing a grown man getting gangbanged by strangers like most degenerates, but sometimes we need to go back to old-fashioned.
Oh man, one of the guys I know
So
through
how about
karaoke
it?
was telling me that I
Let's
have a
stop
really
the
good
Vitriolt
singing
banana
voice, and I'm
bash
like,
get
shut
you
the
into
fuck
that
up.
purple cowboy getup. Head to the local
My
What
what do you call that?
And don't worry, I'll be there supporting you all the way, and also recording the whole.
Self-loathing is not ready to tolerate compliments.
Yeah.
I already have so much self-loathing, you can't possibly overcome it. Stop. Just stop now.
Yeah. In my mind, there's no way that you say I have a nice singing voice.
Yeah, no, this doesn't work. Because, like, I can sing through the computer. There's no way I would be able to sing in front of, like, an actual human being. But
Yeah,
sitting in
it's definitely
yeah.
not something I'm fond of either.
Yeah, like, I wouldn't go to a karaoke
Yeah, any interest
bar,
in-
club, or anything.
That purdy mouth of yours sounds real good.
You got a pretty mouth, sir. Or pretty mouth sounds. I don't.
That purdy mouth sounds real good. I don't know. Well, if we're done being cringe.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I didn't know they had, and apparently it's legal in my state, and I didn't even know it. Do you know loan companies can put a thing in a car that you're taking a loan out to buy that'll enable them to just stop it from working whenever they want?
Yeah.
Wow.
Did not know that.
Holy
I've never taken a
shit.
loan out from one of those shitty companies, I guess. But, like,
Yeah,
it was one of
payday
those
loan.
things, like, what? That's
Yeah.
fucked up. Like, what if you were on the freeway or, like, you're at home and now you got to go to the hospital because, like, something happened, you know?
But frankly, if you died, they wouldn't care.
Yeah, no,
They
I'm
don't
just saying, they don't give a shit.
Before that stuff was
Ridiculous.
before that was put in there, I'm sure they talked to their lawyers, and they have their way of
Getting away
around it.
with, not having anything. Well, the claim is, oh, we're fucked. My team is fucked. We have 2 snipers for DPS. Son of a bitch. Whatever.
There you go.
But like, what was I thinking about? Like, there's no way to know, like, all the different kind of things that could potentially go wrong. It's kind of shitty.
Well, I think they have something put into the computer chips there in all the various different vehicles now. Like, did you know
Yeah.
that cops have a way of turning off your vehicle for you if you have all the various different things put in there? They have a signal
Oh, yeah, if
they
you have
can
all the
press.
fancy shit.
Oh yeah. So like, let's say if you're trying to run away from the cops, they literally can press a button and your vehicle will stop. They're like that. This is why the idea of like a high-speed chase is like not as common as it used to be.
Yeah.
And-
I don't know.
and
I
you're
heard there's still a lot in LA.
Oh yeah, they can still happen, but they still happen with
Yeah.
older vehicles.
I gotcha.
Now, if your vehicle can't, like, if I was more of a mechanically inclined person, I'd probably take out all those various different chips, like all the various different devices that do all the crazy, insane shit. But that's a lot of work. And vehicles nowadays, they are scary, confusing. Like, you can get like an old vehicle and know what you're doing. You get a new vehicle, good luck. You open up that hood, it's just gonna be crazy shit. It's
like
done that way
batteries
for a
and
reason.
shit.
Oh yeah, well, because like older vehicles are simple. You see your engine, you see your whatever else. I mean, like an old car is easy to get. It works, it functions. You can understand what you're doing. You get a new car, everything's everywhere else. It has all kinds of insane things in there. It's overly complicated, and it's done so on purpose. Because
people can't work on their own car. Yeah.
Well, they're
Exactly.
trying to actively like make that illegal for a long time. That's been a thing.
Yep. Well, it's the same thing. Like we have a dishwasher, and when we were moving it during the last move, 2 of the wheels broke, and so we thought, okay, we need to replace the wheels. It's a lot harder than you think. Because it's not like something you can actually just open up and just change it up. You literally like the way to get the wheels on and off. You actually have to open it up. But like, and I tried doing that, and then one thing opened up something else, and opened up something else. And by the time we were like I gave up because it got way too complicated.
Yeah.
And all the screws that go in there that hold it all together. There's different screws for different things. It's a fucking dishwasher. It has a little thing that spins around, shoots up water. It shouldn't be this complicated, but it is, and it's done on purpose.
Like they use screws that are like.
Oh yeah. Instead of making like every
flathead,
screw a 10 millimeter
starboard.
hex or something,
Yeah.
so that you could always find the right
and
thing
shit.
or whatever. It wouldn't be that difficult to like fix.
Yep, and they're all different sizes, and they're all different things. And it's like one thing is that you have to make sure everything's organized because you can't just throw all the screws in one thing. You have to put them all in different things because otherwise you'll confuse them. Some might seem like the right size, but they're just off by a little bit. And then you try to screw it all in there. It's like, oh, this fit just a moment ago. Well, it's because it's the wrong screw, but you didn't know that because it was just off. And that's what they're designed for. And so that way you can get it. And all that just to replace the bloody wheel. So, yeah, electronics and stuff are confusing as hell. I don't like them. Same thing with televisions, but the big problem I have with televisions is that essentially all of them have been built in with cameras, so anyone can look in on you. Predominantly, it's going to be like government officials.
Yeah,
So
the smart TVs are pretty fucked up. The shit they're able to do is pretty fucked up.
Even the ones that aren't smart TVs, just a basic TV, simple without any real crazy features, they all have cameras installed in them. All of them.
Yeah.
You can't get away.
Like, if it has like an edge icon or anything, you know what I mean. Unless it's a TV that's sold, it doesn't have any of that shit. It's gonna be capable of doing that shit.
Yep. I mean, if there was a service out there that could help you uninstall all those cameras and stuff, I'd be fine with that. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll pay whatever you want, $100 so I can have a safe television that isn't watching me. Yeah,
it's not spying on you.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Don't want to have one of those Netflix and chill moments with your date and then find out that a video gets uploaded or something.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, there's people in the fucking CIA watching unintended porn.
Well,
they intended to watch it. They don't give a shit.
The people participating
were making like compilation tapes and shit of porn that they were getting. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, oh yeah. No, I'm sure they would, dude.
I mean, all the clips they're getting on people's phones and shit already.
All the various different mass surveillance stuff that's going on, it's super creepy. I really don't like it. Like the thing right now we got going on here in Canada, I know there are parts of the States that are doing it, the whole 15-minute city stuff. Yeah. I know I've mentioned it at one point. I don't know if you guys recall
it.
Well,
it's essentially like they're trying to basically go back to company towns.
Yep.
Where you're owned by a corporation and you live in a town, and everything you do is just to make the people at the top of the corporation have more luxury. And you get less money because they can basically force you in a situation where you don't have any options to improve your life. You just have to do work for them until you die.
Yeah.
And they don't care when that is. In fact, the earlier the better, because if you only live till you're like 30 or 40, that's better for them. Mm-hmm. They don't want to get to the point where they have to take care of you after you like hit 60 and can't work no more.
Well, why do you think that here in Canada we got that maids program that's so controversial? They're encouraging people to end their life.
Yeah, exactly. And I think what really the only thing that's going to solve this thing is like a legitimate like let's break out the fucking guillotine, let's drag these wealthy people out into the fucking street and execute them.
It could happen.
That's the only way that it's going to make any difference. You can't bargain with people like Bill Gates and Bezos and Soros and all that kind of shit. You just have to kill them, kill their families, and then move on with your day. You know, like you can't. I mean, look at the left isn't doing politics or I mean, they're doing politics and propaganda, but the main problem is the violence. Like, imagine if Anheuser-Busch went back now and said, okay, we fucked up. Everybody doesn't want this stupid bitch being our spokesperson. We were wrong. We're sorry. And we're going to fire this person and move on with a regular, like, advertising.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then to get their customers back. Do you have any idea how many of their factories would probably get burnt down within the fucking first week? Like, the left would just go fucking ape shit and start, like, rioting like they do about every little thing. And burn the fucking factories down because they don't want to put some gross man who's pretending to be one. Like, I don't have a problem if they had a trans person there, but pick someone who's not obviously a faker.
Yeah,
Pick someone who's real and
doing
not like just a giant
version.
piece of shit. But one of the things that really gets me is when you hear the people on the left like deify some of these fucking scumbags. Like what was it? My mom was talking about, like, oh, Cory Booker. I'm like, you mean the guy who beat the fuck out of his wife multiple times and got, like, charged with it? Like, his multiple domestic abuse charges? Cory Booker? That guy? You want me to take some lessons on morality from the guy that beats his wife up? That seems weird.
Yeah, Stabby, well, you don't understand, though. Black.
Yeah,
So it's
he's
okay.
black, so it's okay. You're right, my bad.
Yeah.
I forgot that if you're black, it doesn't mean you attacked.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, it's not, it's never their fault. It's society.
Then,
Yeah,
I remember I have to
impossible.
apologize to all these other states now that Gavin Newsom is out there fucking preaching the liberal gospel. Like, you too can have streets full of garbage, dog shit, human shit, and fucking junkies that'll beat the fuck out of you or kill you at random and that you're not allowed to defend yourself against. Just join up with the cause, man.
Yep.
Join
Yeah,
up
don't
with
be
the
a
cause.
bigot.
We'll have less cops, more crime. You'll get murdered at random, intervals, and there's nothing you or your family can do about it.
Yep. Well, welcome to the New World Order.
Yeah. That's why I want to get out of California. I got my car. Two to 3 years, I'll probably be able to upgrade to a van, and then I'll be saving up for getting the heck out of California altogether into another state, hopefully.
Well, here's the thing. It's like, I don't know how long Gavin Newsom has to be in charge. I imagine he's not going to last for too much longer.
Gavin Newsom, say his name right.
Who cares? I don't want to say his name right. I don't even want to say his name at all.
Gavin Newsom. He is a nuisance upon everybody he inflicts himself upon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I especially like the gun thing. Like, oh yeah, we've more rules for people that don't break rules. We'll fix the problem of people breaking rules. Like, okay, good plan. Kind of makes you want to, like, get them on the short bus. Like, take away their limo privileges. Whenever they're like, we need more gun laws to protect our students. Alright, you get to ride on the short limousine. Get a helmet on them, a little drool cup on their chin.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I gave up on Overwatch. That shit was nonsense. I want to play the character I can grief my team with, but, and not have it be against any rules. But
Frankly,
goddamn, it's taken forever, and it's like every match you're at these people that are like Overwatch gods for some fucking reason.
I'm just surprised you're still playing it. I mean, you should have realized.
I really should stop. I really should, but like, I need something to do sometimes. It's almost like an addiction. Because I have uninstalled it and tried to go.
The Trover Saves the Universe or whatever. That one too.
I forgot about that one. I haven't played that one for a while because I just forgot. Oh, Trover Saves the Universe. I uninstalled and got rid of. I have the other one, the one that's newer, the High on Life one.
Yeah.
Still.
I was gonna say I looked it up, and that Trover is like 4 or 5 years old, right?
Well,
Or
the
3
Trover
years
Saves
old,
the
at
Universe
least.
for some reason is only playable in VR, and I was just like, nah, that's not cool. You didn't say it was only playable in
kinda
VR in
weird.
the advertising, and when I bought it, it said it was desktop or VR. and it doesn't work. And I'm not gonna sit and do like 20 hours of fucking tech stuff to fucking make a game that I just bought work. So I got my money back on it.
Up.
Yeah, I've gotten to the point where if I buy a game on Steam and it doesn't work automatically without any extra work from me, then I get my money back immediately and move on.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to sell me a game, it had better work the first time I fucking press play. Otherwise, what am I paying you for?
Yeah, that is pretty shitty.
Oh, it happens a lot. It's kind of surprising. There's a lot of games that are on Steam where if you buy them, they just don't work. So it's nice that they allow you to get your money back now. Like, because you're not out like, you know, $20, $30, $50, whatever you paid for it. You can just get your whole money back. So it's not too bad. As long as I think you have like 2 or 3 days to do it too. It's a pretty reasonable policy.
Jesus Christ. Sorry, I was just checking out my Twitter. I saw this video where a bunch of Muslims were gathering at Muhammad's grave to celebrate Ramadan, when all of a sudden there was a heavy downpour of rain, and when the rain finally stopped, they went out there to start praying again, and a horde of locusts just sort of came down on them, and now they're surrounded by... Yeah, I'm like,
is there any more sign that your religion is bad than that? Like, honestly.
Wow.
Like, I'm not religious, but even I'd be like, maybe you guys want to just fucking stop with this whole Muslim thing, because it's clearly not favored by the fucking Holy One, because he's throwing locusts and rain and shit at you. Take the fucking hint, man.
Yeah,
it's
you
like,
think they would realize that, be looking for that kind of shit, you know, signs like that more than even normal people would.
Well, and it's like those
non-religious
people that get
people.
married and like there's a huge storm right when their wedding starts. It's like, maybe you should just not get married. Like, this is not a good way to start, guys. Probably.
Yeah,
Take
actually,
the
that's
hint.
supposed to be good luck. Allegedly, which is obviously just bullshit.
What the
but
fuck's on?
If it rains during your wedding, it's
horrible,
supposed to be
horrible
good luck.
storm during your wedding. It's great luck for the rest of your life. Yeah.
Yeah, small price to pay, I guess, if it was actually true.
Oh yeah, if that shit wasn't all bullshit, yeah. Both ways, honestly. It's not like you should.
Nah.
I hope nobody actually takes my advice on something like that. That would be so sad. If somebody actually heard me say that shit and was like, oh no, he's right, I should totally not get married now. I'd be like, no, wait. I'm a fucking retard. What you doing?
There's plenty of reasons to not get married. Don't do it on my say-so.
Yeah. If there's a lot of good reasons not to get married, true. But there's reasons to get married, though. Like, if you actually
I suppose.
if you pick a good person to marry,
Yeah.
like,
yeah.
and you both are you know in it, and you don't expect it to be like some sort of cakewalk. Like, you're both willing to like put the work in and all that kind of shit. Then it'd be pretty cool. But there's so many people who like don't understand like they have, what do you call it, standards. I hear this from a lot of like single guys and girls that are like desperately lonely and really, really want to get like a boyfriend or a girlfriend, but they have standards. And you're like, well, okay, what are your standards? And then they just list shit that's like not real. You're like, well, you want to date like a rich Ken doll or a fucking a Barbie doll slave. Like, that's not a real person that you're talking about. So your standards don't matter because no one exists that could possibly fill them.
Yeah. Like, I want to have zero responsibilities, but like an unlimited amount of money to, and
yeah, exactly.
never have to have sex with my husband.
It's like you're a pretty obese Asian chick. You know, you're not going to date a 6'6", super ripped guy of any race with like you know, a $200,000 a year salary. You just don't have what it takes to draw that dude in and make him want to get married. Like, it's not trying to be mean. It's just, yeah, it's just not going to happen. You know, like, Like that guy has the chops to pull in a lot hotter chicks all the time, who will do whatever he wants without any marriage. How are you can compete?
Yeah, does seem to be a conceit of women who vastly overvalue the appeal.
Oh, there's a lot of dudes that are just as bad though, where they're like, oh, she's gonna have like fucking boobies bigger than my head and a waist that's like pencil thick, and you're like 5'4" and 300 pounds, and you can't go up a whole set of stairs without taking a break. Like, homie, that chick ain't gonna marry you. Ain't gonna even talk to you.
I don't really think guys do have that high of a standards. I think.
Oh no, God! The difference is guys will settle,
you-
but there's a lot of dudes who genuinely think like that's what they deserve, and they're like they're horrible, hideous chuds. And you're like, what?
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Of course, to be fair, most of those guys that I see are on the Discords where they share out all the different porn stuff. So it's entertaining to watch, but it's like, yeah, you're never gonna get one of these chicks, these e-girls.
Yeah, that's the other problem. A lot of us, because we're not interacting, because most guys don't see that many beautiful women. They just don't. But nowadays, it's like if you're not out there talking with women, you don't know where the standards are. Like what's your range of what you have to choose and pick from. And so the only women you see are the ones online, and they're all like pretty gorgeous women.
Well,
There's not a lot of ugly
they're
women.
not all though. They just look like that for half a second for a photograph.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Filters
and fucking
Well, yeah. If you talk about the Instagrams and all that kind of stuff, I'm talking more or less about streamers.
Oh,
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some ugly ones out there, but I mean, if we're talking like Amarath or whatever, like, bitch, she's pretty hot.
Okay, am I? I find her hideous. I find her absolutely fucking disgusting.
I think
it's just
Copen.
No,
I think you Copen.
I genuinely don't find her attractive.
I think you
I feel
lie.
that way about. Amaranth's all right, dude. She's not fucking.
I genuinely, I
at
can't.
least a little
I've
attractive.
heard her talk, and after that, I can't look at her and not think she's gross.
Yeah, I don't think I've
that's
ever actually heard her talk.
Yeah,
Like, once you've heard her talk for more than like 2 minutes, it's like she's fucking disgusting.
Yeah,
Look,
I hear you.
All right, that's all right. There's many reasons why that's not really a problem. They're called bald gags and slaps, and then there you go, problem solved.
Yeah, I can't separate the personality from the person anymore. I'm too old for that shit.
Yeah. Pokemon's one that I find inexplicable because she's pretty fucking average with makeup.
Yeah, she's
And
not
Donna,
horribly ugly. She's not pretty. She's just really plain looking. I think it's
Yeah.
There's this weird thing. So, and the Japanese kind of nailed it when they told their all their little fucking cartoon streamer people that they weren't allowed to like date or reveal that they were dating or whatever, or anything like that.
Right.
Is that a good portion of what draws the audience for women in those things is the concept, it's the belief that you have a shot with her.
Yeah, the Pokemon, it looks attainable to every guy.
Yeah.
No, she's
And
kind of
even
dumpy
though
and,
she's
like,
not-
look kind of attractive. Yeah.
And she entertains it. She flirts with her audience, and so do a lot of the other female streamers. Like, it's a big portion of what they do, and it's one of the things I don't like about that sort of whole thing.
Yeah, it's obviously phony. Yeah.
Well, no, they just basically it's like there are women out there who are funny and entertaining, and some of the streamers out there are like pretty fucking funny. Like, what's one that I've seen a bunch of clips from? Girl DM. Like, she's got like genuinely like is really good comedic timing, tells really good jokes, is really good off the cuff. Very entertaining, can tell stories really well when she's telling like funny stories about shit that happened or whatever. And it's like, and she'll never be that popular, even though she's far more entertaining, because guys don't want to fuck her as much as they want to fuck everyone else, because she's honest about having like a boyfriend and all that other shit. She doesn't pretend to be like. She doesn't pretend like there's going to be some sort of chance for her to fucking hook up with an audience member. You know what I mean? Like, because we all know that's not going to happen. Like, we're all grown-ass adults. You're not going to go watch an Amaranth stream, leave a comment, and have her be like, oh my god, that's the best comment I've ever read. Come fuck me. You know what I mean? We know that's not real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is kind of sad that dudes actually delude themselves into thinking they're having an actual relationship.
Well, these streamer girls take money and then pretend to care about these people, and it's really gross. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's fucking, yeah, it's despicable behavior for sure. Because it's not like they fucking don't know what they're doing.
Well, and then these guys are throwing,
they have
just fucking thousands of dollars into it too. You know, a lot of these people are like not able to pay their fucking rent half the time because they're donating all this money in the hopes of getting noticed.
Yeah, there's dudes that are literally like, yeah, I don't.
Oh, you just cut out, Dateswa.
Oh, sorry. But no, there's people that'll literally say that, dude. Give her basically all my money, and I fucking eat ramen every day.
Yeah. That's why I feel like the whole streaming thing needs to be reworked somehow. I don't think it's healthy for people to just be able to donate random sums of money to streamers. You know what I mean? Like, and I know you can't protect idiots from everything.
Yeah.
But I just feel like you shouldn't be able to like throw down $1,000 in one shot to a streamer. I don't know, but I mean, like, I mean, from that same perspective, you'd have to like, people can't gamble or something. So I don't know.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there kind of should be like some version of the 50 for dudes that are just giving all their fucking streamer.
You know what I think? I think there should be some sort of like honesty thing. You know, like if you're a streamer and you're dating somebody, you should have to be like upfront about that.
Yeah. Yeah, and if anybody's money, should have to. There's no fucking way I'm ever.
Yeah. What kills me though is you'll see some of these girls like get these like $1,000 donations. They're like, "Oh, thank you," and then they're done, and you're like, "Wow,
yeah,
homie spent $1,000 to get a thank you."
Oh, you're so sweet. And on to the next thing. I've already forgotten who it was that donated that.
Yeah. And it's like, homie, you realize for $1,000 you could have gotten a lot more than a thank you from a lot hotter of a girl in person. Like,
right? Yeah. A lot closer to home.
You could have bought you a really expensive hooker. Not that that's like great, but it'd be better spending your fucking money.
Yeah, well, at least you're getting some kind of return.
Yeah, really.
Like an investment. Instead of just an thanks and then forgotten about.
You think we could get that put into law? Where like
I don't think so.
So for everybody that's donated money to streamers, if you've donated more than $100 to somebody, they have to fuck you.
Yeah, that would never happen. But yeah.
Can you imagine though? Can you imagine the fucking chaos and how many channels would just be fucking done?
Right.
Like disappear and like they'd be like, I'm just deleting all my social media. That would be fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
Same with the dudes though. Like let's not be sexist either. You know, like if you threw $500 down on some donations to Jake Paul gotta blow you. You know, like, let's do it. Now, how do you get that kind of law started so that it actually gets some fucking like attention? Like,
yeah, they have to do some kind of favor at certain price, you know.
Yep.
Probably need to be more than 100, but yeah.
No, I'm just using that as a random number to throw out there. I'm sure that would be a very unreasonable number. Just from
Like
like a
1,000?
standpoint of like, I mean, doesn't Amaranth have millions of dollars? Would she be able to do anything other than just bang random dudes for the rest of her life?
Right, yeah. Yeah, it would literally be like around the clock.
Yeah, like it's
Or getting, fucked.
pretty much. I'm sure a lot of people would be okay with that, but you know. I just think it'd be fucking hilarious if that got passed into law one night and the next day just a absolute fucking bedlam online. Oh, you know what? The other thing I think that is kind of fucking over a lot of the younger generation is there's like a stigma for working hard at stuff. They call them like try hard or whatever. As if there's somehow something wrong if you're like working
like
really hard to attain a goal or get better at something.
Oh, okay. That's not the way I've always seen try.
Well, okay, maybe try hard is not the right term, but I mean it's this
Right.
weird thing where like it's not cool to
Yeah, no,
try.
I get what you're saying, dude.
It's not cool
Yeah,
to work
yeah.
hard and to do things and fail.
You work
and
hard, you're a sucker.
Yeah, it's weird. It reminds me a little bit of the Ant and the Grasshopper cartoon from way back, where the grasshopper's like, "Oh, the world owes me a living," and he just like goes around singing and doing nothing because during the springtime there's plenty of food to eat and it's always warm out. And he's making fun of the ants, and they're like, come wintertime, you're gonna be fucked, dude. What are you planning on? And then the ants find him like half frozen to death in the middle of winter because he's got nothing because he didn't, do any work, didn't save up any food for the wintertime.
Yeah.
And keep him alive. And then after that, he's singing a whole different tune. He's like, "Why owe the world a living?" Like, working his ass off and shit. And you're like, okay. Yeah, it kind of feels like that, like all the people who are like not insane, or like the ants who are like, yeah, you got to put in your your hours to get good at that thing you want to do, and then like there's this huge group of people who are like, yeah, you're fucking lame, dude.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna try. That's stupid.
Well, I think it's because a lot of these pieces of shit that make YouTube videos and other things act like they never tried. They just, I'm just so good at that naturally. First time, I'm really, really good at throwing basketballs. Like, instead of like, no, that took like 5,000 throws from a basketball before I finally got that one right. Like, there's that Dude Perfect guy.
Oh, yeah.
Where he claims like he's getting all those amazing basketball shots for the first time. Or frisbee or whatever. And you're like, nah, I don't buy it.
It's fucking
You're doing that multiple times. There's no way that worked out perfectly the first time every time. Like, there's too many things that could have just affected it by random chance.
Yeah, it's an insane thing with the shots that he fucking does.
Yeah, and there's another group of people in Australia who do similar things, but their videos are of them trying to do it. So you see the like 50,000 fucking tries.
Yeah, you see them not doing it.
Like, they threw the dart 5,000 fucking times, and you get to watch it in like time lapse footage while they laugh at themselves failing, and it's fucking great. And then when they finally do get it, it's like, oh, that's fucking amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, if Dude Perfect wants to claim that, he can do a fucking actual live stream.
Yeah, exactly.
Showing him do it in real time. But I'm guessing he doesn't do that.
I'm gonna guess, yeah. Well, and the thing is, a lot of the stuff that those kind of that goes on there is like they there's just random chance involved. Like there's only so much you can plan out.
Yeah, like skill alone is not pulled off on the first try every time.
Well, like, you know, if you're throwing something far enough over enough height difference, there's going to be a lot of wind and breezes that, you know, may or may not be blowing that are going to affect the outcome of it. You know what I mean? Like, that are just random. Like, what was I thinking? Like the Australian dudes, they go to this tower where they study physics or whatever. And it's just a really tall tower that they drop shit off of and then study how it falls and what happens when it lands and stuff.
Right.
And so they just drop wacky shit. So, like, I don't remember the name of the channel, but at one point they had like a fucking airplane and they were dropping anvils on it. Like, it was a little tiny, like, 1-person, 2-person airplane. You know, small enough that they could, you know, carry it around between the three of them. But it was still, like, recognizably an airplane. And they were just, like, dropping anvils and bowling balls and fucking giant metal Hulk fists that they painted green. Just silly shit. And you see, like, how even if they do it every single time, they drop it from the same place. They have it, like, tied off. So everything is, like, absolutely dropping from the same exact place every time. It still lands just
it's still not turning out exactly the same.
Yeah, it'll still be 5 feet from the last one you dropped. It doesn't matter what you do. It's just the air, and that's only like 400, you know, what was it, 400 feet or something? Or is it 400 meters?
I'm going to head out. I'll talk to you all
later,
later.
man.
All right, man. Thanks for hanging out. Peace.
Oh, he hung up and went to gaming's thing.
Gaming. Yeah.
I mean, I assume.
But yeah,
Usually
the
what's
more
going
I
on.
think about it. Yeah, I know gaming was live. He's been live, so he hung out for a bit before. So
Yeah.
Gaming was live before we did, I think.
Hey, it's all good. Do what you want to do. I'd rather he go hang out and stream with gaming and enjoy himself than be unhappy hanging out here.
Yeah. Yeah, with us losers.
Although it would be nice to hear from Satan once in a while, but you know, I think we're too early in the day now for him.
Oh yeah. We should go back to doing the Sunday night stream.
Well, everything I hear from him now is he just wants to drink himself to death. So I think he took that bar thing pretty tough.
Yeah, not making it. Yeah,
unfortunately.
It's unfortunate, man.
Well, he just got fucked. Like, he got all that money right before the fucking lockdowns, and then
pandemic shit.
And then they screwed him over because he was an independent contractor, so he's not allowed to get fucking unemployment. Like, we're not going to allow you to work, but we're not going to give you unemployment either. It's like, what an incredibly shitty thing to do.
Yeah, that's fucking horrible. And that company probably got fucking that. I forget what the acronym is or whatever. They probably claimed the money.
Oh yeah, they probably got a whole bunch of money. The company did for free. That they were supposed to use to pay like him and everyone else that they'll never give to anybody but themselves. Yeah. That is the usual.
So yeah, I can understand being pretty fucking embittered after that.
No, I would definitely not be thrilled.
He might just be busy plotting their deaths where he can get away with it.
You know, honestly, wouldn't bother me. I'm not going to pretend I care about some random strangers I've never met who are obviously kind of scumbags. You know, this dude's made thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for you over the course of several years, and you're just going to throw him fucking throw them to the sharks the first second you get a chance to. Like, fuck off.
Yeah, that would tempt me to.
Oh,
my revenge.
I do horrible, awful things about that. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I would definitely make sure. Way. As many ways as possible, up to including, figuring out how to get away with murdering them.
It's really
Just
not
wait long
hard.
enough to where they think they've forgotten. Yeah, it just takes patience, I think.
Yeah.
You can't do it right away, then you're the main suspect.
Well, it's not even that. It's just like, don't do it up close and personal.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he gets
Yeah.
sniped at some random time, in some random place, there's no way to tie it to you unless you were dumb enough to leave the gun or shell casing around or keep that gun barrel in that firing pin instead of melt them down in some fucking, what do you call it? Where you mix together the powdered aluminum and rust, iron oxide.
Like smelting?
What do they call that? It burns the really hot fire that like supposedly burns through lots of kinds of metal.
Oh, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Shit.
But whatever.
See, I know if
well
I
enough.
could remember the name, you'd know exactly what I was talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like drives me nuts.
All right.
It's a common term.
It's not smelting?
No. You take like aluminum foil and you run it through the blender until it's aluminum dust, and you mix it up with iron oxide, which is essentially just rust.
Right.
And it creates when it burns, it's almost impossible to extinguish, and it'll burn through. Like if you put it on the hood of a car, it'll burn through to the bottom of the car if you put enough in there.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of that, to be honest.
Damn it. Wait a minute, I've fucking Googled. Why am I not? Hold on.
Yeah, if only there was some sort of intertwined network
Oh, thermite.
where... Yeah.
Thermite is what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
of.
I guess I didn't know what thermite was made out of, but yeah, I've heard the term.
Yeah, and most basic thermite is just aluminum dust and iron oxide mixed together. It's not really anything else. You can add other things to make more effective thermite, which I believe they call thermate. And it involves adding some other oxidizers in there so it burns even hotter and harder to put out. But all you technically need is a bunch of fucking rust and aluminum dust. Aluminum powder. Like just like Mommy used to make aluminum powder. Mom's homemade aluminum dust. Oh, did I ever? I told you about the deviled ham, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, because I remember you were talking about how much you were enjoying ham sandwiches or something, and I'm like, you gotta do some deviled ham, man. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, next time ham's on sale, give that a shot.
It's so nice having like you just pull out a Tupperware container and like put a spoonful on a piece of bread, and boom, your sandwich is done. It's like half a second to make. It's like I find I eat a lot more fruit if I have a fruit salad in the fridge that's ready to go whenever, you know.
Yeah, you don't have to prepare it every time, you know.
Yeah, you just go in and get a bowl
I
of
hear
fruit
ya.
salad to go with whatever you're eating. It's like way easier to eat healthy when you prep things in advance. So I'm trying to give up sugar. Trying to get that out of my diet. Like as much as possible because it's in so much fucking stuff now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like even our bread in America.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
It's
yeah.
like way more sugar than anywhere else.
Oh, the fucking ironic that you would say that. My mom just started trying to bake bread, and she's got a lot of experience as a baker, so she's made countless all sorts of baked goods, bread and stuff as well. And she wasn't thrilled with her first outcome, even though it was like really close to store bought, like quality wise. You're like you've got a uniform crumb, all of it's nice and tight, tiny little air bubbles. There's like it's not like heavy bread, but it's not quite as light as like a a fucking loaf of like white bread from the grocery store, the like the cheap white bread.
Right.
So she's unhappy about that because it's too heavy, and I'm like, well, it's heavy because you're not adding, all the weird chemicals and high fructose corn syrup and sugar that they add to the bread in the stores to make it more of a pastry than an actual bread.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like I said, the croissant is like the perfect example of that.
Yeah. Oh, I love croissants.
Because that's considered a pastry, like in France and other places. And we're here like, no, it's just bread. Don't put some ham on there. Ham and cheese.
Oh, croissant sandwich, man. It's hard to go wrong.
Dude, I fucking love them, dude. God damn.
Well, that's one of our go-to meals when like nobody can figure out what they want to make. It's like, well, you could do toasted cheese, you could do croissant sandwiches, where they'll just lay out, like prep all the croissants, cut them in half, and lay out all the bread and cheese and everything so everybody else can go in and make their sandwiches real easy.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, for Easter we had them. Dude, I literally did nothing but, grab the spiral cut ham, mustard. That's it. It was really fucking good. Just that. Without even any cheese or anything else.
Yeah. Ooh, yep.
Obviously, it can get better with other shit, but it's already pretty fucking good just with ham, mustard, and fucking on a croissant.
I like throwing on a little bit of savory mayo. I make like a savory spicy mayo with a little bit of soy sauce and a little bit of hot sauce mixed into some mayonnaise.
All right.
And so I like a little savory spicy mayo with whatever kind of lunch meat you're putting in there. And then you got to throw in, for me, I like sprouts. Like alfalfa or clover sprouts.
All right.
Love those on there. Some lettuce, if you got some nice iceberg lettuce or some romaine. Nice, really, really nice for a sandwich. And then I like me some onions. Tomatoes I can take or leave. It just depends on how good the tomatoes are. Because, not all tomatoes are equal.
Yeah, I very rarely eat tomatoes. It's almost exclusively if I'm eating a hamburger with bacon on it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, then the tomato tastes pretty good to me. But other than that, not really.
To me, it's like, so most of the tomatoes you get from like a grocery store are just hot trash. And so I have no interest in it. But if it's like a homegrown tomato or an heirloom tomato, like a really good heirloom tomato, you go and pick it yourself and make sure it's the right one at the store. Like, those are really good. Other than that, I'm out. I mean, other than like spaghetti or like lasagna, the tomato sauce I'm fine with.
Yeah, the grandpuppy definitely likes tomatoes.
Yeah. I like them if they're really good flavored in a sandwich. But you got to balance out the flavor addition with the sogginess factor.
Right.
So I don't have them very often on burgers or sandwiches. They got to be like, oh, damn, that's a good tomato. Or if it's a bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich. Because then obviously that's part of the fucking balance.
Yeah, if there's bacon involved, bacon and tomatoes seem to go well together.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was saying BLT. Like, that works really good. You got to have the BLT.
I need more meat than that, though. So it's got to just be a bacon burger for me before I can do that.
Fair enough.
But I rarely eat sprouts, but like come to think of it, I do kind of like them.
They're really good.
Haven't
They
had it
add a
in
lot of good
decades, but-
texture to a sandwich and a lot of good flavor. And
Yeah, because it's not nearly as
little-
crunchy either, right? Because again, I'm huge on texture. I don't like a bunch of soggy shit and then some crunchy
It's
shit.
definitely not soggy. No, it adds some good
yeah,
crunch.
but it's not.
If it's like bean
No, it's
sprouts
not-
where they're thicker, there's a lot of crunch. But like the alfalfa and the clover, it's kind of like a
Yeah,
lettuce
they're pretty
crunch.
tiny, pretty thin. Yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of like a lettuce crunch. I like it. I
Yeah,
really, really
almost
like it.
it's almost like shredded lettuce. Yeah. Yeah, I should try that. I haven't done that in forever, so
And it kind of gives you
I
just
can't
that
not remember.
almost like I guess grassy or floral or whatever you want to call it, like that sort of light, crisp flavor.
Yeah.
You know, where it just kind of gets everything into focus. Like it doesn't. It's not a huge, strong flavor. It's like a flavor that helps bring out other flavors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
salt and
something
pepper.
that's
Salt
not
and
great
pepper.
by
You know,
itself.
you put salt and pepper on a thing, and it makes it more flavorful. Until you put way too much salt and pepper on it, obviously. But,
Right. Well, way too much salt.
I have
reject
a hard
the
time
theory that
reaching
there's
too
such
much
a thing
pepper,
as
but
too
there
much
is a point where you can get too much pepper.
Yeah.
It takes a lot.
Yeah, if it's
though.
falling off of the thing, because there's too much pepper to be able to stick to the fucking food, that's probably too much. I like a lot of pepper, though. I'm exaggerating, obviously, but I definitely like a lot of pepper.
Oh, you're in the same camp as me. I have my own little mini salt and pepper grinders, and the pepper grinder is the one that goes empty a lot more often.
Yeah.
Because my sister didn't like pepper a lot, so when we're cooking, we tend to undersalt and underpepper everything.
Oh, gotcha.
And so I'll add a little bit
Then
of
just add
salt
it
and
to
a
your
lot
portion.
of pepper to mine whenever I'm eating it. Like, especially if it's something like, what do you call it? Alfredo sauce? Anything with Alfredo sauce needs a lot of fresh ground black pepper on top.
Right.
Like, you
Yeah, that's a
gotta
very
add that.
creamy, yeah.
Deviled ham, or I'm making an egg salad, or I'm making like a tuna sandwich. You know, where it's like just one spread of whatever. You're not putting a bunch of different layers on. You always gotta spread it on the bread, and then good grind of fresh cracked black pepper on top, man. And then you put the other piece of
Actually-
bread on, and that's really fucking good.
What the hell, dude? I don't think I've ever put pepper on. Fuck.
Yeah, it's great on a
Dude,
sandwich,
that's
man.
insane,
I mean, not on
dude.
a peanut butter and jelly, but on any kind of lunch meat
Right.
sandwich, you're good to go.
Yeah, no, I'll add it to, like, turkey, chicken, any of that kind of shit, but...
Well, and there's probably some
Um,
pepper flavor in the roast turkey and roast beef whenever you're eating it anyway.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, no, I usually, do you put mustard in your tuna when you make it?
Not all the time.
So you use basically just mayonnaise?
I have, and I enjoy it. But you would definitely not catch anyone in my family doing that, but me.
Yeah, dude, I put a lot. Like, it's literally like half and half. Well, maybe a little more mayonnaise, but pretty close to half and half. Like half mayonnaise, half mustard, and what I make.
Oh, you're going way deeper on the mustard than I would go.
Yeah, well, I'm a big, kind of.
I mean, I like mustard.
Plain
Don't get me
yellow
wrong.
mustard.
It's not like I hate mustard. But I don't know.
Yeah,
that I
no,
go
it's-
half and half, just because it
Yeah,
seems
no,
like
it's
it'd
by
be too
far my
unbalanced.
favorite. Yeah, it's by far my favorite condiment.
I
Yeah,
do.
it's
I
weird,
do
it's
like
kinda
making
like,
some honey mustard now and again.
Yeah,
Homemade
dude, that's
honey
the other
mustard
thing
dip is
that's-
pretty good.
Yeah, the way I'm kind of weird is I love yellow. I don't like. I don't say hate, but I do not like any other kinds of mustard.
Oh, you're not like a Dijon mustard or a honey mustard or a...
Well, the Dijon is just mustard and mayo, right?
No, that's not what Dijon mustard is at all.
What am I thinking of?
I think you're just thinking of like just normal like sandwich bread, like an aioli.
All right, what's in Dijon mustard?
I'm looking it up. I know it's not Oh, let's see. Let's go say what makes Dijon mustard Dijon mustard. I think it's just the way they grind it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think. But I mean, like brown mustard or deli mustard, fucking spicy
Yeah, brown
mustard.
mustard.
Like, I don't like any of them. Yeah, I don't like any of those, dude.
Yeah,
It's
Dijon
like pickles,
mustard is
dude.
made from black mustard seeds, which makes it spicier than yellow mustard.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that. Maybe
It's
I've
just
been
a different color
missing
of
out the whole time.
mustard seeds, different kind.
I gotcha. But yeah, same way with pickles. Like I love dill pickles, and I do not like any other kind of pickle. No sweet pickles, no bread and butter, none of that shit.
Now let's see, does Dijon mustard have mayonnaise in it? Whoa, I got the wrong set of letters there. No, it doesn't contain mayonnaise. It's mustard seeds, white wine, or wine vinegar, water, and salt. That's it.
I'm probably thinking the Dijonaise, which is
Oh,
Dijon and
Dijonaise,
fucking
which would be
mayonnaise.
Dijon mustard and mayonnaise mixed together.
Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking it was just Dijon, straight up Dijon.
I like Dijon mustard on some things. Like on a pastrami sandwich, I'll take some brown mustard or some Dijon mustard or a roast beef. But I don't like it on ham. I'd prefer like a yellow mustard with like ham or turkey. And then, on those occasions when I make my own honey mustard or honey mustard dip, you know, whichever one I'm making, I like a little Dijon mustard mixed into that too. Like it's mostly, you know, honey and yellow mustard and a little bit of mayonnaise, but a little extra squirt of Dijon gives it just a little more depth of flavor.
Gotcha.
But you're talking about like a teaspoon of Dijon mustard in like a half a cup of the rest of everything else. You know what I mean? Like it's not a lot. It's just a little itty bitty squirt just to give it a little bit more kick.
Gotcha. What do you normally put on a steak?
Like put on a steak? Nothing.
for
I just eat
seasoning.
the steak.
You don't even put like a little salt, little pepper, none of that?
Like when I'm cooking it, it's Worcestershire sauce, salt, pepper, garlic powder,
Okay. All right.
and then I cook it. And then sometimes I'll add
I
onion
didn't
powder.
Mean, I didn't mean like after you cooked it. I meant while you
Oh, okay. So before you cook it, just what do I season it with? And
cooked it.
occasionally
Yeah,
I'll
what do
put
you
on
season it
thyme.
with? Sorry.
Sometimes I'll put
Alright.
on thyme. I like thyme on my steak as well.
Yeah. I don't use Worcestershire sauce. I hate that fucking word. Mine is basically ketchup. What the fuck? Really? No, mine is basically salt, pepper, garlic, and I like cayenne pepper.
Right on, right on. You have a
Yeah,
hint of
that's pretty
cayenne,
good.
I have a hint of thyme. That's like really the main
Okay.
difference.
Yeah, it's not much. It doesn't take much.
Yeah.
With cayenne either.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm not drowning my steak in seasoning either. I'm seasoning it very lightly because I really like, if I'm gonna cook a steak,
Yeah.
I'm getting a good one. Otherwise, I'll wait. I don't need a cheap one now.
Yeah,
I'll wait for
yeah.
2 weeks and you know, get my paycheck and buy a really good ribeye and eat that instead. You know, because I'm gonna be much more happy with it.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, yeah, if you're cooking good steak, you don't need to put much on it.
Oh, no, fucking these days.
you
You
got
want to get a
nice
ribeye
back.
here? Like a 3/4 pound ribeye is almost $20.
Yeah, here I think it's like about 16, 17 bucks a pound, somewhere in that area.
Yeah.
That's at the grocery store. I don't know if that's where you actually get yours at, but
Yep. Well, and they got different grades of steak.
Yeah,
So
dude.
you go over there, you can find, you know, like a grass-fed steak, or you can find like, depending on the store. Though I've never looked for it to be fair. I'm sure you could find like a Kobe beef sort of version.
yeah, for the most part, I just look at it, and if it's got good marbling, I'm like, all right, yeah, that's gonna be good.
That's what I do. I'll sit and look through the steaks and make sure it's got the right kind of meat, the fat to meat ratio,
Yeah.
and yeah, I'll sit and look through them if
Yeah,
I
no, when I
can.
see people just go up and grab one, I'm like, dude, you're not gonna look and see which one has the best fucking marbling?
So it looks like it's $18 a pound for ribeye at our local Safeway.
Yeah, that's about the same here. Maybe a little less, but yeah, it's right in that range, 15 to 18, I think. If it's on sale, it might be as low as like 12.
Huh. Be an interesting idea. Sale steaks. I have to start planning that out because, like, yeah, I don't want to spend $18 on a 1 pound ribeye for like one meal.
Yeah, if you pay attention to sales, a store near you that's gonna have the shit on sale on pretty regular basis. Well, the ribeye's not as often. Ribeye's pretty fucking popular right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of any other real cuts of steak besides maybe like a T-bone.
Yeah, I was gonna say T-bone's good, dude. It's decent. Well, half of it's decent. One
Yeah,
side of the
really.
bone's really good.
I've always found them to be good, just in general, like good steaks, but just relatively cheap, kind of shitty steaks too.
Yeah. Remember when they used to have a porterhouse? Remember porterhouse?
Porterhouse. I don't think I ever had one of those.
Yeah, I think it's probably the same as something else, but yeah, you never see anything that's actually listed at porterhouse. I don't know what it was, to be honest with you. I never looked it up, like what part of the cow it was or whatever. But it's been many years actually labeled as a porterhouse.
Huh.
I like the steak.
What's the
tenderloin.
fancy round
When they
one?
have that. Is it the filet mignon?
Yeah, I think that might be what you're talking about.
Or, well, that
Like
filet
every once in a while
mignon is
they
wrapped
make it
in
with like bacon wrapped around it.
Yeah, filet mignon is generally wrapped with bacon around the outside. Yeah, that one's like tender but not super tasty, right? Like it doesn't have a lot of fat.
I
Or am I
don't
thinking of-
know because they wrap bacon, so assuming that it
Yeah, the
needs a
bacon's
little bit
probably
of
gonna
fat
make that
added, or
really-
otherwise why would they be wrapping bacon around it? You know,
Yeah, that's probably why they
because most people when it comes to steak are like
do it. Now that I
purists.
think about it.
You know, like they don't want a lot of random shit. Like they wouldn't want you to like add a hamburger patty to your steak. You know what I mean? Be like, nah.
Yeah, so I assume that makes sense. That's why they would wrap it in bacon because there's not enough fat. And it's like tender but not a lot of fatty.
Yeah. Yep. Well, and in order to get all the things you need out of like meat or vegetables or anything else, really, you do have to have some fat in the food, just to process all the necessary vitamins and minerals.
Indeed. I don't know. I really like the taste of steak. I like it just the fat by itself. I can actually eat not a lot, but like a little piece.
You know, bring out a meal to the car from there and chow down.
Yeah, or corned beef. The fat on corned beef, dude. God damn, I love that shit.
Oh God, we used to get these fucking ribeyes that were untrimmed. So there were just like these fat ribbons of fat all over the rib or the triple or the tri-tips roast or whatever.
Yeah.
It's roast beef roast tri-tip. And
Right.
those were amazing. Like the fat was so good. Roasted off, even though you cook the fat down a lot and it's not nearly as bad as it looks when it goes in, it's still just fucking divine.
Yeah. Well, the ribeye's always got that one spot in it that's got a good chunk of fat in one spot.
Fun.
Because yeah, well, no, because I'll you can cut like about 5 or 6 pieces, where you get just a little bit of that fat on pieces
Oh,
that you
okay.
cut out. Yeah, yeah.
Have you ever cooked a ribeye roast?
I don't think so.
We
Steak
did for like a
tenderloin or
family gathering one
beef
year.
tenderloin.
We,
Beef
we were.
tenderloin every once in a while. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say for one of the Christmas gatherings or Thanksgiving gatherings, I forget which. Between my dad and my cousins, they got together and got like a really good ribeye roast, and then just slow cooked it all day long.
Oh yeah.
And so once it started getting sliced, everybody was like, "I want a piece of that." So everybody's got to make a little bit, and maybe they do, maybe they don't eat any of this stuff.
Mm. But yeah, I was saying is the every once in a while at the fries here they'll have what's labeled as a beef tenderloin, so it's similar to like a roast. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
in size and all that and shape. That is really fucking
that makes sense.
because yeah, you basically you want to kind of char the outside, you want the inside to be pretty rare or not, medium rare basically. And yeah, so you cook it at high temperature for a short time, low temperature for a long time, kind of thing. Yeah, I think I remember you talking to me about it. We did it reverse. Like I think you did the low temperature, then the high. I don't remember what I do, but I know it was like reversed. Like I would do it high at first and then low or something.
Huh.
It's the same result, really.
Yeah,
Either way.
well, fucking, what is it? Supposedly the new oven that we get can do sous vide cooking.
Oh,
Like you
sous
can
vide.
you can vacuum seal your meat, stick it in the oven, and turn it
Oh, like
on to
dry
sous
age?
vide, and it'll sous vide the cook the food.
Is that like dry aged, or is
No,
that
no,
different?
it's like, so you know how you see it in this in the YouTube videos where they sous vide cook things. They put that heat
No.
thing in the water, and then they vacuum seal the meat, and then drop it in the water with this little heat thing, and it just sits there for like 4 or 5 hours cooking at a really low temperature.
Oh, okay.
The oven we just bought
Alright.
recently, we just got a brand new oven because the old one was fucked. Um, you can sous vide cook in it, even though it doesn't have the water. You just like vacuum seal your shit and then throw it in a water bath and throw it in
So
the
you
oven.
kind of boil it, but it's like vacuum sealed, and you just boil it in the water, basically. I got you, dude. Our fucking the air fryer we got, which is like kind of one of those combination you can do air fry or you can toaster
Yeah.
oven type shit. Um, it's doing this thing where once it's done cooking for whatever amount of time at whatever temperature, as soon as that's done, it fucking somehow like does the whatever the previous thing was, it kicks on again and fucking cooks it at whatever the time and temperature was on the previous time somebody used it.
Huh.
Yeah, it's a real fucking pain in the ass.
No, it does not sound fun.
Yeah, or not really, but yeah, I definitely have to set a timer to make sure I go fucking get it before it
I did
starts
see
fucking cooking again.
video footage of somebody who had an air fryer that filled the fucking thing with oil.
How did that turn out?
I didn't see the rest of the video. It was just that one part. It was a YouTube
That
short, and the
seems
guy was
dangerous,
talking,
but
always
maybe
goes
not.
on and talks about coffee. And he kind of makes fun of a lot of coffee.
Yeah, that I don't know why. That sound like putting a bunch of
Oh, I
oil in it
lost
sounds
whatever you just
dangerous,
said.
but maybe not. Oh no, I'm saying like putting oil in an air fryer seems like a bad idea.
It
Like it
seems
could
like
be
one
potentially
didn't
dangerous.
consider all the things that could be done with a fucking air fryer. You just gotta trust the magic of the air fryer. I mean,
All right.
everything will work. The oil, the food. You could put fire in there and it'd be fine. It's totally just trust the magic. Actually, I kind of do, honestly, though, I mean, I'd never do it because it's incredibly fucking stupid and probably a huge fire hazard. Because, you know, it's slinging air pretty fast. It could, you know, if the oil gets caught up or burns and starts shooting out of it, like the fucking where the air comes out would be really, really hard to put out. It would
Yeah, that's what I
not
was
end
thinking.
well.
I mean, I would just use a regular deep fryer.
But I kind of wonder how something would come out in an air fryer that's literally just submerged in oil. Like, can it even get up enough temperature to heat it up and fry it? I wouldn't imagine it would, or if it did, it would take like hours.
Yeah, that'd be pretty crazy. Let's do it. See if we can't burn a house down.
Oh man, got all my laundry folded. Stuffed more cans in my fridge. I'm trying to think if there was anything else going on in the world today. I mean, there's a lot going on. Just, you know, is it interesting?
Yeah, the Bud Light thing was fun.
Well, not only was it fucked, but everybody that drinks Budweiser is going to complain forever.
Yeah, it's very fun. Yeah, I guess I know what Ditch was thinking, but I'm just amazed that they're like, yeah, let's go with her stupid idea.
Yep.
Because again, most of the people that drink that shit, yeah, don't care about that shit. Like, it's fucking really incredibly ill-advised. Like, yeah, let's piss off our customers and try to get in customers that will never buy her.
Man.
For many reasons.
Yeah, sorry, I've just been like wiped out the last few days. I got vacation coming up in a little bit.
I was gonna say, it seemed like you were almost falling asleep a little bit ago, but maybe I was imagining it.
Well, I've also been getting like these weird, like, fucking phlegmy, like, not like a runny nose, but like a weirdly stuffy nose. And so every once in a while I breathe it in, it's like,
wow.
You know, kind of like through the nose, and I gotta clear it out again.
Fuck, man. That's gotta fuck with your sleep too, I would imagine.
It's not. It's like it's really mild. You know what I mean? Like, it's not helping. It's not terrible, but it'll go away in a couple of weeks. It's just because we're switching to summer from spring. You know, like we're into spring and now we're almost into summer. And generally, like when spring turns to summer and fall turns to winter, I usually get like a little weird, like niggling cold that just don't go away for a couple weeks. And then it'll be fine and I'll be gone. And maybe it's allergies, I don't know, but whatever it is, it's really, really mild. It's just fucking annoying for like a few weeks.
Yeah, that sucks.
Oh, you know, it is funny though. Cause I got out of the car. I figured I bought one of those portable jump starter. It's like it has a thing to jump start your car, and an air pump in there, so you can pump up the tires with air if you need to.
Yeah. Right.
Because I got an SUV, and it's like, you know, my back's kind of fucked up. So if I get a flat, I'm going the fix a flat route first, you know. So having a little air pump is helpful. And then if the car breaks down, it's nice to be able to just get a jump starter out of your back seat instead of stand there with jumper cables begging people for help or walking around asking people for a jump start. Just do it yourself with your own little machine. And also, it's really, really, really nice when somebody walks up and they're like, hey, can you help me with jumpstart my car? You'd be like, yeah, no problem. And you pull out the little thing and take it with you instead of having to drive your car over and hope you can get a parking spot close enough that your cables will reach and doing all that rigmarole. And then because maybe you do or don't know their car set up, you want to, you got to double and triple check that the right cables are connected to the right leads because you don't want to crisscross, positive to negative.
This
when
is
you're
true.
jump starting.
Yeah.
Or like
Not a
my
good time.
Volvo, the way you jump started the Volvo was you would put the black lead on a bolt that sticks up kind of a little high behind the box of circuit breakers, or not circuit breakers, fuses, the fuse box. And then the other one, oh no, that was where you put the red lead, and then the black lead could just go anywhere that was metal. Like that's how you jump start that car, because the battery was under a bunch of fucking covers and shit.
That's crazy.
Yep. Or like if you ever pop the hood on a Miata, like a little Mazda Miata, I'm sure you've seen those around, right? Little sports car guys.
Yeah, I'm aware of it. Never seen under the hood, but yeah.
The battery is in the trunk behind the driver's seat, and sunk down about the same level as the spare tire. So I don't know where you jump start that, but you're certainly not jump starting it by opening up the trunk and pulling out a bunch of shit and connecting to the battery. I'm sure there's like a couple of posts, hopefully, that are labeled under the hood. So, but you can't do as much damage when you just have a machine that has just enough to get it going once.
I hear you.
And the nice thing about it is, if you really want to, you can charge your cell phone off of it or whatever.
Yeah,
the weird thing was, they didn't sell the fucking cord to charge the fucking thing. You're supposed to just use your own, like, extension cord to do it. And it's like...
Oh, wow.
You think they would have put like a big sign on the fucking advertisement on Amazon that's how it worked. Because I bought the charging thing, and then I bought like a... What do you call that? Where you plug it into the cigarette lighter, and then at the end of the cable, it's like a regular outlet, and you can plug in like an AC device to your cigarette lighter as long as your car is running. Because otherwise, you drain the shit out of your battery. Oh, converter.
Yeah.
Or inverter? Either an inverter or a converter. But basically, you can turn it into like regular power. So that's how I figure, if I got to pump up one of the tires, I can get the car started, plug in my little AC thing, and plug that machine into the power outlet. And it won't...
won't drain it. Yeah.
Won't drain it nearly as bad as if I did it all on battery power. But it's,
shit, did we ever talk about the oh, go ahead, sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Did we ever talk about the bitch that was blaming DeSantis for her son getting arrested?
Oh, yeah, but like he told, he was making threats about shooting his school up and shit.
Yeah. And she like claimed that he was kidnapped, and she's the one that literally drove him down to the police station to turn him in, but was claiming that it was fucking, he got kidnapped or whatever the fuck. Yeah, that bitch is fucking nuts. Yeah, I remember her, because I remember she was like live streaming one time when she was arrested, because she did something for the state of Florida or something. Anyways, it was for the government somewhere in Florida. And she was basically misusing some shit, like to the point that she actually was getting arrested. And she was like live streaming it. And
God, they just have no fucking shame. These fucking trash.
Yeah,
on the
it's
left.
really, yeah, it's really bizarre. It's like, dude, it's a minimal amount of fucking, like fact checking to show you're blatantly fucking lying. There's literally fucking video, or at least pictures, of you bringing your son to the fucking, to the police station or whatever. Yeah, she's nuts. And I assume just counting on people not bothering to do any investigation.
Well, I mean, that was debunked almost the second it came out, though.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think a lot of people are listening to her anyway.
Yeah, I would imagine even, although she has apparently made a fucking shitload of money over the years with her bullshit grifts.
Oh,
I think it
yeah,
said, like, GoFundMe, or whichever version of GoFundMe she was using. Yeah, like she's apparently gotten like $500,000 over the years. total from making her made up bullshit.
Yeah, apparently, like, is it just me, or does it seem like scams have become legal again?
Yeah,
Effectively.
kinda.
Like, maybe they're not technically legal, but effectively they are, right? Because every YouTuber and their fucking brother is doing a scam with, like a pyramid scam with cryptocurrency of some kind.
Oh, yeah, crypto for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and
yeah,
then
like
and there's also all these people that are making up bullshit and then getting people to give them money for pity out of
well, it's
Patreon
like the fucking,
and GoFundMe and all this other shit.
yeah, well, it's like the hoax hate crimes. Like, you know, Matt and Bond do the fucking every single week. There's at least one fucking example of the fucking hoax hate crimes.
Yeah, where it's just totally
And
made
yeah,
up.
those people will end up getting GoFundMes and getting tens of thousands, if not fucking hundreds of thousands.
Which you
And it turns
think,
out they're the fucking ones that did the fucking hate crime, like staged it against themselves.
like 99% of the time, they committed the crime. Yeah,
dude, it is exceptionally, exceedingly fucking rare that it's an actual.
there would be an interesting thing to attack legally, because they are defrauding people of money, and because the Patreon and GoFundMe and all these other ones say, well, we kick off the people that are bad. The fact that they're allowing people to defraud with blatantly provable false claims,
Yeah, it's not like they made a mistake.
you know, it's like
it was an error in judgment. Like they're deliberately trying to fucking defraud people.
yeah, it's
Getting
like
money from under false pretenses.
So I wonder if there's like a lawsuit there that could be done. You'd have to be one of the people that gave money, though. I imagine they probably have some sort of indemnity clause where they're like, you recognize that you're giving this money at your own risk, that you may not ever receive anything in any way, shape, or form that was promised, and it's not our fault, and blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, if they're curating who is and isn't allowed to use their platform, then that shouldn't apply.
Yeah, that's
Because if you're saying that we're keeping our platform safe, we're policing our platform, then anybody who's on there, you're saying is perfectly reasonable, and that's you're by your own actions, you're lending them credence. So you're part of their sales plan.
Yeah, it's pretty bizarre how, like, the shit they'll kick off that's fairly legitimate just because it's like on the wrong side of the political shit.
Yeah,
It's really bizarre that they managed to get away with that shit.
I mean, it literally, like, every fucking right-wing comedian, every right-wing performer or entertainer of any kind has been kicked off or attempted to get kicked off of, like, Patreon and stuff like that at least once.
Yeah. And then people that it turns out were blatantly fucking hoaxing shit.
Yeah, like, I wonder if Cory Booker's ever made money from one of those platforms. You know, it's like this dude's beating the shit out of his fucking wife and his girlfriends. And it's proven, like, didn't he get charged and fucking convicted at some point? Or he can't get convicted because he's a senator. You know, like, they can't. The rest of the Senate would have to, like, kick him out and say, like, you're not protected anymore.
I have no idea how that works.
No, that is how it works. Like, if you're in the Senate or the House of Representatives, you enjoy immunity from being arrested up to and anything. Like, there's nothing they can arrest you for. However, they can. I believe it's called censure. It's not the same as when they accuse the president and remove him. But it's like a censure hearing or something, and then they basically take away your immunity, and then the police can come get you.
Yeah, I don't know. Any of the censure things just seems like it's just a thing that says shame on you, and then.
Well, yeah, that's the most common form of censure, but I believe it's a different type of censure.
Oh, okay. So there's
there's degrees or levels of censure.
So if you fuck up bad enough,
like you get your immunity stripped.
your diplomatic immunity or whatever. Yeah.
Your plausible immunity.
Plausible deniability. That's a phrase that I've heard before. Probably not nothing to do with what you're
Plausible
talking about.
deniability. I was mixing them up on purpose.
I got
Yeah,
you.
plausible deniability is where there's no way they can prove you knew what was going on, so they can't directly link you to something.
Yeah, like
It's
claiming you
essentially-
didn't know isn't an absurd thing to do.
It's
Like, you
it's
could
it's
possibly
what
be
I
like,
have.
Oh, I didn't know.
It's what I have. If anybody were to steal from the client's funds, I have plausible deniability. So I said I don't want any access to anybody's money. I'm not going to access the program's money, and I'm not accessing the client's money. If you want the clients to get like a certain amount of money and given to them in the morning, then you will leave it out in an envelope for that client with their name on it in the locked office so I can hand it out to them in the morning. But I'm not getting into the safe, and I don't want to know how to get into the safe. Because I did this 15 years ago when I started doing overnights. I said that is the one line I don't cross. I'm not getting into those.
Yeah, I think that's a little different because plausible deniability.
Well, no, plausible deniability. I couldn't possibly know how to get in the
Yeah,
safe.
well,
If the money's
well,
gone,
yeah,
I can
that's what I'm
plausibly
saying.
deny that I had any
You-
way of getting to it.
Yeah, but when they're saying plausible, deny generally like, well, yeah, it could have been bull. You could have been shitting, but you can claim that you weren't, and it's not that ridiculous. What you're talking about, it's impossible.
Oh, maybe,
If
I
you
don't know.
actually never have access, then it's beyond plausible deniability. Like it's impossible if you never have access to the shit.
Yeah. And specifically avoided getting access to it.
Yeah,
It's like
you made it a term of your employment. Like, I'm not going to fucking fuck with this shit because I don't ever want to. I want it to be impossible for me to.
I don't want to deal with being
be
accused of
it.
or whatever. Like, I stole your fucking money. Because I've seen too much of that kind of bullshit before where they try to, like, accuse people of shit for, like, $1 that goes missing or something, and you're like, look, this is the reality of handling 12 different people's money instead of all of it being done through the banks.
Right. Yeah, there
is
should be
that occasionally shit's going to get added up wrong or counted wrong, and there's going to be $1 missing here or there. Like, that's just the reality.
Yeah,
That's like
it should literally be only the people that are absolutely have to have that access.
Yep. The manager and the lead counselor is pretty much as far as I would let it go. One of the other things that gets me is they wrote up the lady that does the grocery shopping because she lost a receipt. They wrote her up for it. And it's like, she does the grocery shopping every week, goes to multiple stores. Like there's 2 shopping days a week, I think, and she goes to like 3 or 4 different places because, she's got to feed 12 people on a budget of like $400 a week. So you got to know what's on sale, and you got to be buying what's on sale. Right. So she's going down
really
and hitting like this grocery store and that outlet store and this grocery store and that warehouse place and picking up all the really good deals. So they like turn around and write her up because she lost 1 receipt.
Yeah, that's pretty.
And it's like, you
ridiculous,
don't write your
dude.
fucking employees up for that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
If it was a
unless it
pattern
keeps
of
happening.
behavior.
Yeah.
Oh, she keeps losing receipts. None of the fucking shopping trips yield a receipt ever. All right, that's a problem. You write the person up, but 1 out of like dozens, if not hundreds. Because this lady's worked for the company for years, so I'm sure she's done grocery shopping at other programs and stuff before she came to ours. So, you know.
Right. Yeah, again, shit like that. And again, if it's not a pattern of behavior,
Yeah.
you could probably let that slide. Yeah, I'd be pretty pissed. I'm like, dude, I misplaced 1 fucking receipt and you're writing me up? Fuck you.
Yeah. Well, the actual manager of the program was out getting hip surgery of some kind, like a hip replacement. So she was not thrilled to hear about that either. She was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like,
Yeah.
They took away my coworker's ability to use the card that they use for the shopping. And then we're telling her to like order the groceries, even though she had no access to any way of paying for them. And then they were like, oh, it used to be $500 to $600 a week for food for the clients, because there's 12 full-grown men eating for a week. You need more than $350, $400 for that. You're looking at $500-$600 minimum.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up.
Especially in California. And now, for whatever fucking reason, they only let her go to one store, and she has to order online and get the food delivered. So that makes it twice as expensive. Because they don't, if they don't deliver the food to your house for free, it adds on like $100. Like.
Yeah. I wonder if they're, because like where my son works, they literally add any to that. It's fucking crazy, but yeah, they don't add it to the fucking food. They don't add an extra charge on for any of that shit.
Oh, because they're making enough money on the food already that they don't need to make more.
Yeah, apparently, because like you said,
I think people are just used to it, and so they did it because they knew people would pay it. In California, especially because a lot of people use like the Uber Eats or DoorDash or Grubhub or whatever variation of that. Order your meal, get it delivered to you thing.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of weird that where my son works doesn't, because they got people that are like, you have employees, multiple employees that are dedicated to just that. You know what I mean? So I figured you would have to charge something for it, but they're apparently somehow doing fine.
Damn.
Yeah, it's the Kroger brand. Like, do you have Ralph's where you're at? The Ralph's grocery stores?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Ralph's. Kroger owns Ralph's. Kroger fries here. So yeah, that'd be kind of weird if the. I guess not that weird, but like you would think it would be the same everywhere. Like everywhere that all the Kroger ones that they own.
If they know that people are more than willing to pay. I guess they just...
they're just doing it where they can get away with it, basically, kind of thing.
Pretty much,
I could see that.
I know that the way it works for the Safeway here, which I think is the same as Kroger, Safeway?
No, Fry's. It's Fry's here.
Oh,
Fry's
okay, so then Fry's?
Yeah.
So the way Safeway works here is all of the products are marked up slightly.
Yeah. No, we have Safeway.
That's how
here.
you pay for your delivery or your whatever. It's marked up a little bit in their store.
It's almost certainly the same as. It might be the only one that doesn't do any of that shit, which is really weird.
Huh.
Like I said, there's like he's a supervisor of the click list of the the people that pull all that shit and deliver it out to the employee. I don't know if that's a difference or not, because they pick it up. It's not delivery.
Yeah. Oh, that's what we do. We pick up. Yeah, we don't get them delivered.
Yeah.
No, when you get them to deliver it in their own truck, it costs money.
Yeah. I don't think. I think it's. I mean, and other than through DoorDash or
As far as the bringing it out to your car thing, I don't think they charge that much extra for that. If they charge anything.
Yeah, they don't charge anything. Yeah,
they're just happy you're getting your stuff there, and they're making plenty of profit.
Yeah,
and I'll tell you right now, I worked as a bagger at one of those grocery stores. There's a lot of downtime. So it's really not a lot of extra work to just have the baggers go and pick orders occasionally. It wouldn't be that much.
Oh yeah, no, they have
plenty of time.
Literally a separate department for it.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, the ones that do the shopping here are fucking dumb.
Yeah. Well, if they're if you don't have somebody doing it full time, it's going to be
I mean, this is a whole different level. This is a whole different level. So when you order an item, like you say, I want Foster's turkey breasts or whatever, you get to choose. Do you want it want them to be able to just pick a substitute? Or do you want no substitutes? Or do you want to designate another option, an alternate option, if the Foster's chicken breasts or turkey breasts or whatever aren't available? And so you can even mark it down like, no, don't want any substitutes. Just if they don't have it, I don't want anything. And they'll just pick something else anyway, random, and put it on your order.
Wow.
And it's like, well, then why the fuck do you give me the option?
Yeah, you're gonna just disregard it and fucking throw some other random
If
shit
I
in,
can't
not
say
random,
no,
but-
then don't ask me the fucking question.
Yeah, that is pretty shitty.
Yeah, it's like it would be less frustrating if you didn't get to choose the other options. Because sometimes
Yeah,
it's
that is
like,
pretty wacky.
you know, like there's pesto sauces that you like and there's pesto sauces that you don't like, or you know, like we're not ever gonna eat ragu marinara. Just never gonna fucking happen.
Right.
We found the brand we really like. They're really, really good marinara. If they're not available, we'll fucking make our own before we're gonna buy a different brand. Just because they're all so much like fucking ketchup and ground beef in a bottle, and it's like, no thanks.
Nah. You know what? The Kroger brand is actually great, but it's actually pretty decent for like, you know, what normal store, or at least it is here. Like I get the Kroger marinara, and it seems decent.
You know, it's if you've, I don't know if you've ever had Rouse, RAU''S.
I don't think so.
So we found that when we were doing keto, like three of us were doing ketogenics.
Oh,
And
right.
it's this incredibly low carbohydrate spaghetti sauce or pizza sauce. They do both.
Right.
That they don't add any sugar or much of anything other. It's just tomatoes that are like mostly, like there's a few little bits of chunks of tomato here and there and a few little chunks of onion here and there, but mostly it's all smooth marinara, so it's got a little bit of chunkiness.
Right.
And
right.
it's just regular, like, you know, salt, pepper, garlic, onions, you know,
yeah.
and tomatoes.
Very basic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just really good marinara that's been cooked down really well. And it's more expensive, so what we'll do is we'll wait for it to go on sale and buy like a whole bunch.
Oh,
And then
right.
just have it on hand for whenever we want marinara, like later on. Like my mom just bought like 4 jars the other day for like $3 less each jar.
Nice. 'Cause,
Yeah, it
that
was
shit
pretty good.
keeps Fucking quite a while anyway, right?
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
never
4
looked at
jars
the
is going to last a long
expiration
time. Yeah, it's definitely not going to go.
Yeah, especially if you don't open it. Like when you open,
Yes. Oh, yeah, yeah.
like
When you
that's
open
gonna
it,
get
and
fucking mold on it.
use part of
Yeah.
it or something. Yeah. Ooh,
But even that takes a while. You know?
I did figure out that the best way to do a meatball sub.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's the least messy way I've found out to do a meatball sub. You do the bread and the cheese and the meatballs together, right? So that they're all nice and hot and fresh and everything. And then you heat
Right.
up the marinara sauce and you put it in a little dippy cup. You can like dip your
just kinda
sandwich
dip
in the
the sandwich in
marinara.
it.
Or like a piece of Tupperware, whatever the sizes that you need to dip your sandwich in it. You can dip your sandwich and eat it that way, and it's way, way less messy.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because then, you know, like the meatballs might shift around, but there's not a bunch of sauce squirting out everywhere. Like when you go to
Exactly.
bite
You
it.
don't have it squirting out the
Yeah.
bottom and the sides when you're like taking bites and shit.
Yeah.
It's really
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, because other than that, you'd literally have to chop it up into what it would essentially be a meat sauce. You know what I mean? Instead of having meatballs. Yeah, that makes sense. That's good. Right idea.
It was pretty good. I tried it, and then I also found out that, you know, once the bread is cooled off a little bit, you can kind of like squish it around the meatballs, and it's even easier because then it's not as big of a thing to wrap your mouth around.
Yeah, that's nice. Because the meatballs. Yeah, meatball subs are so
I want those
fucking good.
meatballs on my chin. No,
All right. No
I'm
judgment here.
secretly into strange Italian men. We've gone over by a little bit. We should probably call it a day.
No shit.
I gotta
it's
pee.
20 after.
And I gotta go see what's going on with dinner.
Yeah.
Starting to get hungry.
Right
It's
on.
about that time.
All right. So for anybody that stuck around and we did, we